TomPipe.com.
When he's not talking about it, he's tweeting about it.
Do you Twitter?
Follow the Troubleshooter at Real Tom Martino. And stay connected with all of Denver's talk station on Twitter.
Just give me your Twitter and I'll follow you.
Find us right now at 630 KHOW. $1,000 in your hand. Denver's talk station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, cash. That's cash. Enter it now at khow.com.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. I'm here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints, and to make your life a little easier. And you know what I like to say? I like to say realcbdthatworks.com will get you out of pain, will help you with anxiety and inflammation. I would not tout something unless it really worked, and that's the God's honest truth. realcbdthatworks.com. Tom and the promo code get you 30% off. Now, I want you to call with any problem, question, or complaint. And you know we have our experts in from time to time on the show. Today, Bonnie Shields Law. She does divorce and separations and all of that. And, of course, she likes doing mediation because she got tired of seeing people just destroy themselves. Really, where no one came out ahead. And she could tell because the clients were upset with everyone, no matter what side they're on. Everybody gets hurt. And that happens a lot with anger, people. That happens with anger. And it doesn't have to be that way. Bonnie, I want to know something. Did the pandemic change the way people approach divorce, or are they still as ruthless as ever? What is the narrative right now, the proper and true one?
I think it's probably back to where it was.
It's normal.
You've got some people wanting to fight to the death and some people wanting to just get together, get it over with, and move on with their life.
And what would you say is the percentage now going toward mediation? Is it more, less, or the same?
It's probably a little bit more because they did a lot of mediation during the pandemic when the courts were way behind in taking cases.
I think, Bonnie, a lot of people, I like to pride myself after 40 years of talking to people, actually more than that, but in Denver, after 40 plus years talking to people, I get a sense for what they feel. And you know what I think was the biggest hang up to mediation, and it might still be. To some people, mediation means going soft on the other party, or I'm not going to get what I want, or I'm going to have to give something. And some people are so damn upset and so angry. The idea of mediating, they say, hell no. Now, let me tell you why. I one time had a case against me. You know, I get sued from time to time over the years for defamation or character, whatever. And I've never lost, never. But I get sued for stuff like that. And they wanted to go to mediation. And I thought to myself, for me, there's no upside for mediation because I know I did not slander, defame, or libel this guy, and he's a scumbag. So what would I do in mediation? Because if the mediator said, well, give him $1, I wouldn't give him $1. You know what I'm saying? So is that the same type of situation you can run into with divorces?
Sure, you get some people that are so entrenched that they're not going to give anything. Some people want that day in court to tell the judge what the other person did to them.
I know.
And they're never going to be able to tell the judge the dirty stuff the other person did because the judge doesn't want to hear it.
And the judge doesn't care.
Nope.
Now, wait. I've been following this Johnny Depp trial.
Yes.
And the judge is hearing all of it. They're hearing about what she
That's not a divorce trial. That's not a divorce.
Defamation.
No, it's no. She's not talking. Hold on.
Trial.
She's talking about divorce, not defamation. I was talking about defamation. In the Johnny Depp trial, they have to hear that, and they have to hear context because she's accusing him of violence and he's accusing her of setting him up, and that's a whole different ballgame. In their divorce trial, they would never.
I bet you would have loved a piece of that one.
In a divorce trial, they would bring in evidence of domestic violence, possibly because of the children and because of that. But it doesn't give people an economic advantage. If someone truly committed domestic violence, though, it can affect their custody and a lot of other things, decision making, right?
Absolutely, it does affect decision making. That's the big one.
Yeah,
but nothing monetary. You're saying?
Domestic violence in a divorce would not be, a judge, I can't see him saying, well, it's because you were beaten, sir or ma'am, mostly ma'am, because you were beaten, your husband needs to pay you this. That would be a separate civil trial, right?
It would, but think about this. So the judge by law is supposed to divide things fairly and equitably, but they have a wide discretion to do so. There's no law in Colorado that says 50-50. It's whatever's fair and equitable.
Right.
If the judge were to find fair and equitable as 40-60, and he or she finds some reason on the record to do that, then maybe sometimes it doesn't come out 50-50. In theory, it's supposed to.
Wow.
In theory, it's supposed to be not based upon behavior, somebody's bad doings.
No, it's not supposed to be. But everyone tries to work it in.
Everyone tries to work it in, and who knows whether it affected the judge or it didn't affect the judge. They're just human.
But have you ever heard a woman or a man, and again, I say man to try to be politically correct, it's mostly women who are abused, but do you ever hear a woman being awarded a cash in addition to what she normally would get because of domestic violence?
No.
Now, domestic violence is
the kids full time.
Yes,
or custody wise, of course.
Of course, all kinds of things can happen as a result. So that is one time where what he did to me would be relevant to a divorce. But cheating, no, nothing like that.
Is that all states, Bonnie, or just here? Is there states that say,
are there states?
It was infidelity.
I think there definitely are states where the fault comes into it. Colorado's a no-fault state.
What do you think of that, Tom? Sure.
Well, I don't think...
Do you think it should come in or shouldn't come in?
I don't think it should. I don't think the behavior... Well, I think domestic violence should. If somebody's violent...
I mean infidelity.
No, I don't think it matters. I think that when it comes to the court, it doesn't matter. But see, I've heard parents say this. You can't be a father if I couldn't even trust you to be a good husband. And that, the judges don't buy that argument. They never buy that argument. Or, you're living with that woman and she has kids. You can't devote enough time to your own kids. Judges don't hear that. They just don't, right?
No, and a lot of times that's not even true.
Yeah, but true.
Somebody can be a terrible husband or a terrible wife,
but a good father.
A great parent, yeah.
Now, Ron, welcome to the show. What's going on, Ron?
So kind of going into what you were just talking about, I got a child with my ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
And I'm currently married right now.
Are you in your car, Ron?
Yes, sir.
Or the space station.
I'm just asking you, really, I don't want you to do anything unsafe, but if you could eventually find a place to pull over and take off the headset, it's just very echoey, but keep going. So you have a child are you still with your girlfriend?
And with my current wife, I have a stepson, and she's actually, we're expecting to have another child.
All right, so you have one, and you're going to have another one.
Yeah, so my concern is with the way people drive on the road, it's almost daily I see accidents everywhere. I'm avoiding accidents. So if something were to happen to me and I lost my life unexpectedly, is there any way that I can do it that my current wife has any kind of parental rights to my
okay. Hold on. Now I know what you're saying. And Ron, I'm going to give you a chance during the break if you want to pull over, because we'll have a serious discussion. We barely got your story, but he has a child with his girlfriend, or with a former girlfriend. They're having another one, I think, and he wants to know if something happens to him, can his current wife have rights to those children? Is that basically what you're asking, Ron? Can the stepmom get rights if you die?
Yes, exactly.
All right, you hold on. We'll come right back to you, and you were a lot more clear right there. Thank you, Ron.
Have you been following that Johnny Depp stuff?
No, I didn't even know that.
God, I love
I'm
it.
like so
Come
out of the
on.
loop
I listen
now.
to it every
Although
morning.
that's not.
Really?
Oh my God, I'm infatuated by this guy.
Why do you care?
Because it's just so great hearing the woes of two very wealthy people.
Yeah, third world problem. First world problem.
He was
Hold
so
on.
upset he had to go to his private island.
Hold on. Hold on.
Here we go. I wish I could get that upset.
Huh.
You know, it's terrible when you have a broken pipe or you discover asbestos or black mold or some problem in your home or the fires, the fringe damage with the soot, the smoke, the ash. All of this is terrible. Well, what's more terrible is when you call someone to come clean it up, you think, I'm okay, my insurance is paying, and you find out they did a terrible job, and your insurance says, sorry, you hired them, there's nothing we can do, we already paid for it. Now, that does happen a lot because restoration companies suck. But the good news, I have a restoration company I stand behind, American Restoration 24/7. And I'll tell you how to get in touch with them because you're going to want them. Rock and his team have full EPA certifications for everything they do, and they can do as little or as much as you want. They'll work with your insurance. They'll work with your public adjuster. They'll even help you rebuild, and you can trust them. 8337-AM-REST. Put that away for a future time. I hope you don't need them. 8337-AM-REST. Online, amrest247.com.
When you are sick, injured, or experiencing an urgent medical problem, the last thing...
45-acre private island, only his stuff in the Bahamas.
So what is this? Is this alleged domestic violence?
So she wrote in an article, or she was quoted.
She talked about being battered.
Yes, she didn't actually say it was Johnny Depp.
Well, I think she did.
No, she didn't say it, but she alluded to it beyond any other way without using his name. And he went after her. And just some of the stories. How about the shitting on the bed? You ever heard of anything like that? Anything like that.
What?
The wife was so mad at him, she packed up and defecated on their bed and left. One of his maids or whatever went in, took a picture of it, and sent it to Johnny, saying,
I don't
think
one
I
quick
should
one here, guys. It's my fault.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. That website I love. It'll bring you to Frank and his team at RE/MAX Alliance. Why do I love it? Because Frank is all about service when it comes to mankind in general and when it comes to real estate specifically. I'm telling you, he will help you find a home better than anyone on the buying side. He'll negotiate a great deal. He'll also help you sell your home, and he doesn't hold you to a long-term contract because he wants to prove to you what he can do. Frank Duran, you'll never go wrong. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Well, here's why I'm just infatuated by him, because yesterday he was testifying with his attorney, cross exams today. But the things that he says is unbelievable. Like, everything he's got a name drop. Like, well, we got into a fight because I had a half a glass of champagne right after I gave a lifetime achievement award to so-and-so, whoever, Marlon Brando, whoever it is. It's just name dropping. And then when the fights,
he's doing that on purpose?
Fuck yeah. And then the fights take place on my private island. And it's just.
Where do you get this at? Where is it at?
Court TV, Fox was when he was
You
actually
replied
testifying.
to my
Fox
email
did it
address
live.
to Carrie. Carrie is not included in
It
the
is
email. Do you want me
fascinating.
to forward it to her? Sign up for it? Is it Carrie's the GM?
It's on most.
You
What do you
emailed her
have
about
it?
garage
Cable or
keys,
what?
but you emailed me,
Yeah,
not
you'll
her.
have it.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Why did I?
You'll
Okay,
have it.
let me go in and I'll.
I got shit I don't even know what to
Okay,
pay
I'm
for.
sure you'll find it in your
They'll
sent.
put, one thing you
I'll
want to
write
watch
it
is
in
on
there.
some obscure
because you
peacock
must
or
have sent it to
something.
I didn't want
Next thing you know,
to
you
do
got
the whole
peacock.
string, so I
Yeah.
just copy and
Got
pasted
it.
what she wrote and
Good.
sent it to you.
Oh
You
my
you
God,
handling
man.
it?
Yeah, I told
It-
Mark about it.
So,
that's good.
okay, the drug use is funny listening to, because it's, he goes, I'm not an alcoholic, but I did have a big cocaine problem and a big.
He said that?
Yes. It's fucking unbelievable. And then it's like, well, her choice of drug is MDMA.
Yeah, MDMA.
What is it? Ecstasy.
Ecstasy.
And she likes tripping all the time. And then they talk about that. And one time on an airline, he had a panic attack. This is like on a flight. I'm sure he was in first class, but it was a regular airline, not a private jet. So he broke down and went into the bathroom and laid on the bathroom floor.
Why did he have a panic attack?
How doesn't a grown-up
Because
sit on
his
the bathroom
mother
floor?
fucked him up when he was 11.
I mean, he's kind of scrawny, but how do you fit on the floor of a bathroom in an airline?
I have no fucking idea. I have no idea. I thought about that. But he stayed there for the entire flight and no one could get him off. So he was basically telling the jury all the emotional issues he has. And that when she went after him, it was really always her. And there's text going back and forth where she acknowledges punching him. It's a fucking soap opera. It's the best shit show. I guarantee you can. Just all you care about is him and his attorney and the cross-examination. It is fascinating. The life this guy leads is absolutely fascinating. He sounds like the most miserable bastard in the world. I mean, he sounds so depressed, it's unbelievable.
And he's so rich.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You know Water Pros will get you the best water systems at the lowest prices. When you call Paul the Waterman, you'll be convinced, and you'll say, thank you, Tom. You can get endless drinking water without buying bottled water, and you can do it for under $1,000. I have one installed in each of my kitchen sinks, and it's wonderful, just wonderful. And that's waterpros.net. You will never be disappointed with that one. You compare that to thousands charged by some plumbing companies. 303-862-5554. Bonnie Shields is with us. We're talking about laws. We're talking about law. You know, this is a good one. Step parents. Some step parents become very significant in someone's life. So if the biological parent passes away, as Ron is concerned about, he's just asking what happens to the step parent. His wife has a relationship now with his biological children, although the biological mom is in the picture. What would happen upon his death in the case like that if the biological mom did not voluntarily go along? What would happen?
Didn't voluntarily go along with
visitation. Let's say Ron dies.
Oh, okay.
Ron dies, and the stepmom loves these children, and the biological mom says, Ron's dead. He was the dad. You have nothing to do with them. Get out of their lives.
If he had the children in his home quite a bit, I mean, there's some percentages you have to meet. I suppose it's possible that mother could bring some sort of case.
Possible, but is it likely that a court would actually give step-parents rights?
I think it's possible, but probably not likely. And I don't believe it's something he can put in a will. I don't think you can that's enforceable. Pardon me, I believe this current situation is
That's different, because now it changes the dynamic. It's not just the stepmom, but the half brother or sister that wants to stay in touch, or the stepmom wants them to be bonded. What would happen then?
I think this really comes down to how much he has the child by
the mom agrees to it. That would be the best, most safe thing. However, Bonnie, if his son is living half the time with him, and he has a baby sister or a baby brother, what would the courts do in a case like that? And Ron, I'm hoping you live a long life. Are you asking this for any particular reason?
Just being on the road, I'm starting to notice that people are driving a lot worse than they used to.
Are you a commercial driver?
Yes, I am.
Do you drive big rigs?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you think, Bonnie? Your mic? Is her mic on?
There's a rule that
okay,
you can, if a child's lived in your home for the last 6 months, now what I'm not sure of really without looking at case law is 50% of the last 6 months, is that going to sway it, or would it have to be 51%? If a child's lived in your house the last 6 months, you can bring a case. It's a parental responsibilities case. So that might be a possibility. If it's exactly 50-50, I'm not sure without looking at some case law to see if the court would consider that 6 months or not.
So, Ron, that's just, there's no way to know. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
There's no law addressing this that we know of. What about court precedent? You would have to look into court precedent. But you know what I found? Family law does not care as much about precedent because they take each and every case individually. Like, they want to know what's good for the child.
Right. The question here, though, is can you even bring a case? And so she has to meet his current wife would have to meet certain requirements to even open a case, or it will get shut down because the court does not have jurisdiction.
But I'll bet you that he could. You're saying she doesn't have standing.
Right.
Okay, right.
Is there a court case with the mother of the first child?
Yes.
There's a parenting plan. You could try to alter that parenting plan to include the the half sibling upon your demise, or if you die. Really, you can. Or, Bonnie, is this possible? If he died today, could the step parent of that baby and the biological mom of the half sibling, let's say she had the baby and then he died, could she bring a case for the half sibling? Could she, as the parent, bring a case for the step sibling or the half sibling?
So I don't think so, but
no?
she may be able to intervene, become an intervener, which is a third party on the former divorce case. It's an odd situation, so I just don't remember, but that she may have standing to do it that way as well.
Anyway, the best to you, man. The way I'd handle it, I'd handle it directly, because if she's not willing to handle it now, she's certainly not going to want to handle it later on. I would say, look, we have our son's going to have a step
sister or brother. And I'd like them to know each other. And I know it's fine
if I'm alive and well, because I have visitation. But in the event something happens to me, could we write something into the parenting plan? You might want to just address it straight up, Ron.
I see. Okay. I'll go ahead and do that.
Because I'm sure she will want your son to have a relationship. No?
I believe she would. I mean, I don't see why not. At first things were pretty rough.
How long have you been divorced?
At first.
How long have you been divorced?
Oh, I'd say about 5-6 years.
Okay, and is she remarried?
Not at the moment. They're engaged.
Oh, she's engaged. Okay. So it sounds like you might want to, as I said, address this. And Bonnie, certainly that's within their rights to do that in the parenting plan, right?
Yeah, I think they could address that, depending on if she would agree to something like that.
Yeah, of course. Now, she could later on change her mind, saying...
She could modify it, is what she could do if now she had the position that it's no longer in the best interest of the child for this to occur.
But once it is done, the modifiable factor would have to be the best interest of the child, right?
Yes.
So I got a question then. If it's modified with the courts, let's say we go in, we modify the custody plan. The judge signs off on it. How binding is that?
It's as binding as any parenting plan. That if they don't do it, it's in contempt.
Okay.
The question is, Tom, who could bring that contempt hearing? His current wife can't bring that.
No, but if it's in a parenting plan and she's part of it, of course she could. No.
Who could bring it? So
no, if that stepmom is named as the interest of the child, should he die, why couldn't she bring that case? That you're not letting my son see his brother, and it's in the parenting plan. Would she?
She's not on the case.
But
So
if you amend, what if you amend? I'm not trying to tell you what to do. You're the attorney. But what if you amend the parenting plan to add her? She's actually added to the. I've seen nannies added to a parenting plan.
No, I get that. But if he dies and the mother of child number 1 says, you know what, I'm not okay with this any longer, and just stops all communication.
Right. How do you enforce it?
How do you enforce it? Who's going to bring a motion?
You tell me. What do you think?
I don't know that there's anyone who can bring a motion for contempt, because he's the person that can, and he's dead.
What? And the parent could not do that for the child.
No, the parent, his new wife, is not a party to the case. She can't file a motion for contempt.
Could the child, through the mom?
The child, the child's on there, but no, I don't think the child could file a contempt. I don't know. This is a really odd.
It's a really odd case, Ron, and I'm glad you brought it up. We ought to research that, though. That's a good topic. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up. Stay on hold. I'll get right to you. I promise.
Hey, that's a good discussion, Bobby. But really, if she's added to the plan, you're saying she's not really added. She's not part of the case.
She can't complain tomorrow. That's why her own case might be the better deal.
Now, impact traffic.
That would require some thought.
Sponsored by Indeed.com. Traffic on I-25 is in good shape for you.
Are we on this audio now?
And Castle Rock,
Right.
no delay.
Dave, what are you talking about?
Situation and I-70 checking clear of any accidents right now. Still seeing a semi on the left
What?
lane of eastbound 6th Avenue at Federal, slowing traffic back to around Perry Street.
I haven't seen any issues.
Top 31 pinpoint weather today, sunny and breezy, near record high heat, 82 for the high today. The record being 89 back in 1989. And tomorrow clouds move in with a high around 83. Currently, it's 64. With your impact, traffic, and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin.
So far,
6:30,
it sounds like the
If your
garage
company
company
needs
is
to
just
spring into efficient
best
hiring,
man
then
wins.
check out Indeed.
Oh, good.
Their powerful hiring
This
platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You know, earlier I talked about a restoration company. When you have some kind of an insurance loss or an insult to your property. Well, let's back up. Before any of that happens, that was my rewind sound. Anyway, before any of that happens, you need to call a public adjuster. And they'll work with the restoration. They'll work with the rebuilders. They'll work with your insurance. Here's what I mean. Never go through an insurance claim on your own, because your insurance company will beat you up. Oh, I know you think you love them, but I'm telling you, they will never give you 100% of what you have coming. Okay? Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado will take a look at your claim. They work for you. Public adjusters work for you. Now, Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado is a firm of public adjusters who work for you. If you call them, they give you a free evaluation of your claim and let you know if they can help. And if they say yes, they'll get you more money than you can ever get on your own, or they may just give you tips on what to do. Public Insurance Adjusters. Here's the website, coclaims.com. The number 720-715-0000. Okay, Ideal Home Loans is the place I recommend for your ideal home loan if you want to modify a loan. What I mean by that is you can pick whatever term you want. Some people don't want to go back to 15 or 30. Pick any term. And here's the good part. Not only can you pick your term, but if interest rates go down, they'll refinance you free of charge. So don't hold back now. If you can pay off high-interest debt, pull some cash out, shorten your term, lower your payment, do it. What do you have to lose then? Then, if rates go down, you can do it again, free of charge. That's a 2-year guarantee with Ideal Home Loans. And every time you close, it's another 2-year guarantee. Also, Ideal Home Loans also has what they call credit optimization, which means after you're approved, they can go ahead and close it, but they can quickly reevaluate your credit and help you correct a few things to make it even better. Almost everyone has a few things they can correct, like years on the job, addresses, even paying down a credit card by a few bucks. It can all help you. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000.
Your return for travel starts at the Denver Travel and Adventure Show. Discover thousands of vacation options that are open for travel now. Plus, meet the experts who are on hand to plan your itinerary and walk you through changing protocols. Plus, you'll have access to dozens of informational seminars and workshops designed to help you travel like a pro. All included with your ticket. 2 days only, April 30th and May 1st at the Colorado Convention Center. Buy discounted tickets now at TravelShows.com. That's TravelShows.com.
Your car is worth more right now than any time in the past, and that's pretty exciting. Trade in, trade up, trade down, whatever your needs are. The Sharpest Rides in Englewood.
Oh, I'll just ask her.
The best offer hands down. The Sharpest is so easy to get to, just located minutes from I-25 in Santa Fe. And with the best appraisals in town from their trained buyers, you know you'll always be taken care of and get the best deals at the Sharpest Rides. I'm telling you, if you're looking to trade in, go to the Sharpest Rides, best customer service in town. Get more info at thesharpestrides.com.
As we age, we can't always plan on good health, but you can plan long-term care coverage to give peace of mind to you and your family. Hey, it's Mandy Connell, and a great way to learn about long-term care is to join my friends from 525 Advisors for their upcoming free long-term care planning live webinar this afternoon at 4. You'll learn so much. 525 Advisors will explain how long-term care works, what the coverage pays for, and you'll discover all the new options and different ways to fund a plan. They even have plans with lifetime benefits that pay you back if you never use it. Then when you're ready, 525 Advisors will design a custom plan with you, just like they're doing for my husband and me right now. I love how much time they've spent with us, and it's not me. Read the reviews. People love working with Brian and Madeline at 525 Advisors.
Trump has a new app.
New
what? A new app called MXM News. None of that shit's going to matter. Because Twitter's going to be free again. Is he taking it over for sure? I think it's happening, yes.
What do you think?
Well, I thought they had the poison pill. Elon Musk. It doesn't matter. What board member wouldn't fucking take that deal? Well, the ones who are liberal enough to hate freedom.
Wait a minute, Trump is going to buy Twitter?
No. Elon Musk.
Oh.
He's as conservative as Trump.
Well, it's conservative in certain ways. It's actually, technically, it used to be called liberal.
I know.
When you were for free speech.
I know.
Technically, when you were for freedom and free speech, you were fucking liberal. Now, liberals are fighting against it. So I don't get it. The world's upside down. I mean, how do you reconcile that? Because they'll say, well, we're all for free speech, but not that kind. That's the wrong kind. That doesn't agree with me. It's dangerous. You know, as one constitutional attorney said, freedom of speech was not made for chocolate chip cookie recipes.
Who said that?
David, what's his name? The guy local. Hi, Tom Martino.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. You won't pick anyone better. Do you know they have garage doors now? It closes automatically, or battery backups, Wi-Fi capability, apps, lights that are big giant LEDs now light up everything. One Clear Choice prices are on their website, oneclearchoicedoors.com. The people that have been to my house, oneclearchoicedoors.com. Mitchell, you want to talk about a car accident? Plus, we have lines open at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And we have Bonnie Shields in the house talking about family law. I do have some texts for her. So let's talk. What's happening, Mitchell?
Oh, Tom.
Yeah.
Thanks for my call.
Uh-oh. What's going on, man?
Back in March 8th, my daughter, she got into a car accident, and it wasn't her fault. Well, anyway, I think she was doing an Instacart delivery, and
it wasn't her fault, this car accident, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
so what happened? Was she injured?
She had. I don't know if she still has a concussion, but you know, she the accident really scared her, so I think she had like PTSD.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I went through my insurance, of course, but since
you went to your insurance for the damages on the car.
Right.
Okay.
And since the so-called app was on for Instacart, my insurance is denying me the claim.
Wait, hold on. I don't get what you're talking about. Why would your insurance deny the claim? Did you have collision coverage on the car?
I've got full coverage on the car. I still have a lien on it. I think it's pretty much totaled. I haven't got any information.
Okay, hold on, Mitchell. You have full coverage on the car. Who owns the car?
I do.
Okay, and your daughter was driving it.
Right.
Was your daughter excluded?
No, she's in it.
Then why are they turning down the claim?
Because it's like a technicality where she's doing a ride share.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I was having trouble discerning that. So that is not a technicality.
Okay, no, it's not. Okay, right.
I mean, if she was doing a ride share, she's doing a ride share, and they're not going to cover her except under certain circumstances. I think it's between rides or if she turns off the app or there's certain, what is it, Mark? Do you remember?
Yeah, so the actual insurance from Uber or Lyft kicks in when you're on the way to a ride or have a fare literally in. There's other insurance you can buy through Compass and other places that cover you at other times.
They add on to your regular insurance.
They add on.
They're not automatic.
No, God.
So listen, man, when you say a technicality, Mitchell, I can see why they're not covering it.
Yeah.
Let's get Compass on.
But
I haven't talked about
let's get Compass on. But here's something even more important. If it wasn't her fault, the other party should pay anyway.
Exactly. I've been going back and forth with Kemper Insurance.
Wait. You don't have to fight with that other party's insurance. You just sue the other party.
Okay. That's the step I need to try to figure out.
Here's the mistake people make. They're in an accident, and the other insurance company does not have any allegiance to the victim at all if they're insuring the one who's at fault. If they're insuring the one who's at fault, they're going to screw you around as much as possible. They're not going to cooperate with you. They have no reason to cooperate with you. They're going to make it so difficult that you go away. But you're not going to go away. If you have 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 30,000, I don't know, how much is this car?
I still have a lien on it for like $7,000.
Okay, hold on. You're going to sue the other party, and by the way, it's under small claims court. If you go for $700 or $7,500, you can do it there. But this other party, tell me about the other party. Young or old, rich or poor?
Well, the person who was driving it, it wasn't his car. It might have been his aunt or mother or something. What I got, his license was suspended, and the car had expired tags. I looked at the police report. It has the owner's name on there, and her insurance is still valid.
Hold on. It might be still valid, but if she's claiming theft, it's not. Is the owner of the car claiming the car was stolen?
That I do not know.
Well, don't let her. And you got to preemptive. What I mean is, if she hasn't filed a police report, you better sue her and the driver, and you better do it quickly, and you better throw in some personal injury if you get a personal injury attorney involved to do it all if your daughter is injured.
Yeah, and he said she was injured. That's the part.
I don't understand, Mitchell. You should get we can even talk to John Fuller.
I'd be curious, even though there's different outs for Uber and Lyft, I wonder, we need Compass and we need John Fuller. Can you still use your uninsured, no insured insurance, even though you were driving for Uber at the time if someone else hit you?
No, we need Compass to ask these questions. Hold on, we got it coming up.
All right, I hate to do it, but I got to get a bag of Fritos. A what? A bag of Fritos. Let me do Paragon first. Where are you going to get Fritos? Down to the vending machine. Oh.
Highways with no reported accidents on either direction of I-25.
Can I do it first?
Castle Rock.
Yeah.
225.
What do you have, a Frito attack?
I'm telling you, man, I don't know what it is, but chili cheese Fritos are my jam.
They are good. Then you get bad breath. Oh, you gotta go right to the mint or the citrus fresh afterwards.
today
Oh, I gotta
with
get
near
the
record
garage.
high 82 for the high.
Where is the
record
vending
being
machine?
89, set back in
First floor, in the,
1989.
basically
Tomorrow,
right
clouds
under
move
us.
in, a high around 83.
There used to be a full kitchen, everything down there.
Oh.
There used to be a guy that made lunches and a little grill.
6:30
The good old days.
If April is showering your company with
Yeah.
open job positions,
They
check
tried.
out
They
Indeed.
did.
Their
What was
all-in-one
his name
hiring
down there?
platform
The
makes it
cook
easy to
forever.
attract,
Georgie.
interview, and hire candidates all in
Romania.
one place. Sponsor your first job today
God, it
and
was
get
a
hiring
great
by
building
visiting
at that time.
Indeed.com/training.
Driving. All right, check it out. Tom loves when I say check it out, so I had to say that.
And I always say,
I
want to talk.
Yeah, I want to talk. So my insurance company, they wanted to talk to me. They said, hey, even though every other house is getting a new roof, you don't have any damage. So what did I do? I called Matt at Paragon Services. Matt came out. Long story short, $70,000 he got me. You have any problem with a commercial or residential policy, any questions whatsoever, maybe you have something to do with the fires or a flood, any questions, call this number. You'll get free answers. 719-726-0020, 719-726-0020.
Mile High Estate Planning is now Blake Harris Law. They do estate planning. What does that mean? That means you want a plan. And you're not charged for the plan. You can get free information from BlakeHarrisLaw.com. All you do is call them. Now, you can ask about wills, trusts, probate, avoiding probate, beneficiaries, deeds, payable on death certificates for bank accounts. You can talk about it all. Free answers. BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE. Then, when you decide on a plan, he'll quote you up front, prices. And that's the great way to do business. Information first. 833-ASK-BLAKE. You've heard me talking. It's spring. You've heard me talking about garage coatings. And one of those companies, GarageKings.com, is on board. Garage Kings, the entire front range with a lifetime guarantee. It's veteran owned and operated. He gives military discounts. Let me tell you about polyaspartic coatings on garage floors. They're the new thing. Not that new, but new enough that they're better than epoxy. They're more friendly and they're not toxic, and they cover them with chips and make them non-skid. You will love this lifetime warranty, and Garage King says the lowest price for the best material. 720-252-0370. 720-252-0370, GarageKings.com.
Welcome to Mr. Catherine.
It's beautiful. Oh, hey, is that a real Picasso?
Don't touch it.
It's covering a hole in the drywall.
Yeah, my plumber repiped the house. I had leaks and low water pressure, but it doesn't fix drywall.
And behind the stand
No, don't touch that.
Another hole.
Yeah.
Why didn't you call Repipe Specialist?
Repipe what?
Repipe Specialist. They can repipe your whole house in 1 or 2 days, so no more leaks or low water pressure. And then they'll offer to fix the hole so it's ready to paint. And for about half the price of a plumber.
Got leaks or low water pressure? Call Repipe Specialists. They'll repipe your whole house in 1 or 2 days with PEX tubing and then offer the option to complete the job by repairing the drywall.
Oh, frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ought to cover that hole with a Monet.
Call 303-228-2910 for a free in-home estimate and pay nothing down with no payments or interest for a year. That's 303-228-2910. Call today, 303-228-2910,
How's your back, Tom?
or visit repipe.com.
Slowly getting better.
What's done more to improve overall health and
I think
wellness?
it's
Modern
combination
medicine or personal
my
hygiene?
stretching
Actually, it's both. But considering
and
that
the
bathing
steroids that are
in
making their way in.
1800s and brushing
Doesn't
your
it take
teeth
a body for those to-
Yes. Isn't it
Yeah, usually 24 hours.
Mark
Went and
your
got
nose, after all, your
again.
nose is
Yeah.
the body's air filter.
And there was
trapping
some in the
dirt and
elevator,
germs. The first
and
line of
some
defense
when you
against
come in,
allergens,
on the
bacteria, and
floor.
viruses from getting into your lungs. But
It's
how do you
just-
clean
it's
your
like
nose?
you're leaving a little
With
trail.
Medicine.
Shut up.
Medicine.
I heard.
Shut up.
Garage uses powered
That's my wife. She's like, you were in the third elevator, then you went around the back way, and then you came in. I'm like,
How are you dropping?
how the fuck? I didn't. She just made it up.
No, I saw it.
Shut up.
And stay healthier. Join over
She planted them.
Find out for yourself how refreshing.
Suzanne planted them, and then blamed me.
Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. The bomb. Clean nose, healthy life.
You know, you guys keep hearing me talk about Blue Sky CBD, and I can only say that my experience.
Anybody need anything?
Just kept getting better.
Oh.
Some of those Fritos.
And feel the same way because I see the feedback. I hear about it. I met with the owners and they share some interesting info on the latest batch of their Max Relief Balms and how they tested at 2,700 milligrams. That's basically a free extra 200 milligrams. This stuff has been really good for my aches and pains. And believe me, I've talked about them. I've got plenty. Also, wanted to let you know that if you use promo code KOA/KHAL as a one-time code, please also feel free to use promo code Dave for 30% off your
They
next
copy
order.
everything
The
I
more
do.
I learn about CBD, the more thankful I become for this relationship with Blue Sky CBD. They're providing me with the highest quality products available at lower
30% off use Dave in the promo code.
run-of-the-mill stuff you can find in big box stores. And for the entire month of April, you get free shipping on all orders. For more information, go to bluesky-cbd.com. Blue Sky CBD.
Angie Flynn with Now Angie, your home for everything home. With Angie, you could cross your next project off your to-do list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you
Jamie's not advertising much.
Sending a top pro to get it done. Or browse reviews,
Who?
compare quotes from pros, and
You're advertising with me.
Yeah, but you just do spots. He doesn't do,
In addition to.
yeah.
Whenever you want your project done, we'll get it done. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's
It's what it is, right?
ANGI.com to get started. If you came across someone struggling with credit, how would you recognize them? Would you know that the 16-year-old boy was
Oh, thank you.
You know that he launched a nuclear bomb. I don't want to. What? Just had email you got from you. Oh. Oh, well, sorry. Well, I know you have to. I get it. I'm just saying. And this has nothing to do with Dan. Dan was wrong. What do you mean, Dan?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Bonnie Shields is with us. Let's go to John Fuller. John Fuller is an attorney at law. He's our personal injury lawyer. He really can help you and be your accident attorney. I want to just go over this with him. John, you know, I often say this. If you get into an accident, you're fighting for pain and suffering, economic damages and all that. And you're not necessarily fighting for property damage, the car, but if people get enough money, that becomes a moot point, doesn't it?
You mean enough money from the personal injury side?
Yeah, yeah. If you collect enough money from the personal injury side of it, it really that helps them a lot in everything.
Well, it does, but usually the property damage is resolved way before we get the personal injury resolved. So
yeah,
most of my people want their property damage to be addressed right away and not be delayed by any gamesmanship by the insurance company.
Right, but let's say in this case, here's what's going on. Mitchell can't get coverage from his own policy, his collision coverage, because his daughter was using it for rideshare. And without getting into all of that, they rejected it. But the other party was clearly at fault. But the other party, Mitchell, the other party had a suspended driver's license. Is that right? Oh, I got to bring him up. I'm sorry. Mitchell, the other party had a suspended driver's license, right?
Correct.
And also the other party had was the car registered?
It had expired tags as well.
Expired tags. And did the owner of that vehicle say that the driver had permission to drive it?
That I do not know.
Okay, so, but there's no police report filed on a stolen car?
No, I don't know any of that. I have the police report of the accident.
Okay, now, what I want to know, was he charged with a stolen car?
I don't know that one, Tom.
Okay. Now, what are the extent of your daughter's injuries?
She has a concussion. When she went to the doctor said that she suffered from PTSD. And by the look of the car...
PTSD, does she have any physical damages? Like, is she hurt? Other than, I'm not saying PTSD is nothing.
No, right, I understand. Yeah, no physical damage, just anything that slightly resembles that, just the concussion.
The concussion, did she go to a doctor?
Yes.
All right, how much did you spend? I mean, do you have reports on that?
I I don't know. I think my insurance covered that aspect.
The medical payments you're talking about, right?
Right.
So you're saying from as far as you know, your daughter's not really injured physically.
Correct.
How do you get a real concussion and not be injured? I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I would take issue with a lot of that. I don't consider a concussion to be not injured, and I also have a question about whether or how MedPay would have paid if she was an excluded driver by virtue of operating it commercially. But those are separate issues. I think that the broader issue that you're calling about, Tom, is regarding this other vehicle. And I could really care less if his license is suspended. I could care less whether the tags were current on the vehicle. The only question I have about the vehicle is the two questions are, A, is it insured? And B, was he or she a permissive driver? Because if they were and they were not excluded from coverage, then there's going to be coverage on that vehicle. And then we can talk about getting both your property damage taken care of as well as the injuries to your daughter. Don't be too quick to dismiss those injuries because concussions take a long time to heal.
Yeah. I'm saying that maybe she's just resilient but could have some longer range damage. Right. And what I'm getting at is this. John Fuller truly is the one to call on this. I mean, I'm serious. myaccidentlawyer.co, that stands for Colorado. And he is literally my accident lawyer. We call him whenever we have an issue like this. Plus, Mark and Suzanne have actually used him as a result of an accident. So what we need to do is get him to examine the facts of this case before you dismiss it, Mitchell, because there might be a lot more coverage than you think. John, he says the other party, the other insurance company, is just screwing him around. Of course they are.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're entitled to an opportunity to investigate it, but really it's as simple as I just made the analysis a moment ago, and they're going to be on the hook for this. So if they've been provided the police report, as long as the other parties are even remotely cooperating with them, they're going to have to step up to the plate and cover this accident. If not, then it's simply a matter that's going to have to get litigated, and then the insurance company's going to have to provide both the defense and coverage.
All right, so listen, I reserve the right, John Fuller, to call you back if we have additional questions. By the way, he can be your accident attorney at myaccidentlawyer.co. That stands for Colorado, 303-597-4500. Coming up, Compass Insurance will address the rideshare part of it. Hang on. I'm Tom Martino, plus Bonnie Shields. We have some questions being faxed, all of that coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Stick around.
The Tanner Gun Show proudly supports the Second Amendment and the Don't Take My Guns movement this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Arapahoe.
Guy that got shot at one of those.
Are you serious?
How do you get shot at a gun?
You didn't know it was loaded?
Oh my God.
No, somebody crossed the way.
Oh my
Just
God.
messing around.
And he got shot.
Yeah, this is, oh my
Was it
God,
Alec
this was probably
Baldwin?
25 years ago. It was not Alec Baldwin.
Did you hear Alec Baldwin bragging about how he wasn't responsible at all because they found that the production
Right.
the production company was derelict somehow. I don't know how that.
Yeah, but he's supposed to check it too, but I didn't. They're just protecting him.
No, they're not protected.
Hey, look, there's the old George. I wonder why that was up. Say that again, Bonnie.
Oh, Baldwin's wife is preggers again.
Oh my God.
This is their seventh child.
He's my age. I think we are the same age, and they're on their seventh.
Well, he's never going to retire.
Never going to retire. Never going to have daddy attending the high school graduation. Not odds are.
How old is he?
He's my age, 63.
All right, so let's say Chaz when he's 64. So if it was my kid and I had it 64, the kid would be 13 right now. And if I lived through another 3 years, then I would see my son graduate high school.
Yeah, you're above average as far as that. What does life insurance say right now? 75 for a male?
I don't know.
I don't know the actuarials.
It's probably 78 and 81, I would bet.
I get why he had another one, but my God.
I don't get why you had another one. Once we had two, man, I was sitting in a chair getting the snip. I was
Well,
done,
he pretty
Jack.
much did get a raise number one.
Yeah, as soon as I had one, I did that.
Yep.
My wife and I got married under the condition we weren't going to have kids.
Did you deliver your child?
No. But we got married with the understanding we weren't going to have children. Her biological clock went off, and she wanted to have a kid. So we, after
Made a deal.
Well, I said, look, if I loved you enough to marry you, I love you enough, I'll give it on this. We had a healthy baby, and then she wanted another one. I said, look, I gave in, I loved you enough, I don't really want a second child. And she gave in and said, okay, we'll just have one.
And then you got divorced.
No. And then I got my vasectomy.
And 8 states from Arizona to Nebraska are under red.
I got my vasectomy. The dude was, so I was probably less than 30. In fact, I'm sure I was. And I was so freaked out going up there, it was crazy.
Really?
Then the guy was so green and young. He was younger than me. And, you know, this was really freaky. I got out of there. It went really quick, and I got to say, it seemed to be good. And it seemed to be good. I decided I was so distressed by it. Her and I were going to grab the 2 kids, and we were going to head to Legoland. So I went on a 20-hour car drive.
Oh, my God.
The day after my fucking vasectomy, maybe 2 after. So
were you in pain?
It was the most ungodly thing ever, and it fucked me up.
There's a lot of pain.
It fucked me up for a year. They said it created a graniola or something.
Yeah, granuloma.
Holy shit, did it
Scar
hurt.
tissue.
It hurt so bad. I'm not going to say when, but you can guess when. It was unfucking believable.
So you know what
I was a moron getting in that car for 20 hours. I never thought of that.
I arranged my vasectomy the Friday before the NFL playoffs. So I had it done on Friday. I spent the whole weekend
just
on the couch with ice on my genitals. Didn't move, and by Monday, it's like it never happened. I watched football all weekend with an ice pack.
Mine was a 1 year fuck up.
I hope Legoland was worth it.
No, it was horrible. That was just the worst decision.
You know, I'm just reading about this.
I never went. You're supposed to go back and they check to make sure you're not perfect.
Right, that you don't have any sperm.
Yeah, and I refused to ever go back. I never got checked.
Well, Bonnie, let's let you. If you were a single woman, would you trust the guy who said he took a male birth control pill?
This is a great conversation.
I wouldn't.
They're going to have a male birth control pill. And Doc brought up a great point. That the male can't get pregnant.
Would I trust? No.
Would you trust the guy to say, "Oh, I took it"? Hell no.
I tell all 3 of my sons, assume she's lying.
Right.
Sorry, but you gotta assume she's lying. Protect yourself.
God.
Right.
You don't want to have kids. Protect yourself.
But I would, if I were a woman, I would never trust a man.
So how's the mail gonna work?
Oh, it's going to. There's a protein that will prevent sperm from being formed.
I feel like that it's here for males to get trapped. I mean, there are women that lie.
Oh, hell yeah.
Or aren't careful. It happens. If you really don't want to be a dad, I'm glad they have a way of ensuring it.
Well,
You're more likely to use
a condom instead of the pill, because the pill, if you, I'm not sure how it works as far as if you miss 1 or 2. Or, I mean, as a single woman, I think you've got to be crazy to trust a man who says he's taking the pill.
Yeah, I'm on the pill. Yeah, my name's Fred. Yeah, I'm Fred, and I'm on the pill. You want another drink?
That's the ticket.
That's the ticket.
The only market would be for married men.
Has your back with cashback.
Yeah, but I still.
Maybe
still
his
wouldn't
wife
trust
didn't take
that.
the pill for some reason.
Right, but
Pills are almost nothing these days.
But IUDs are a great idea.
Like, what's the thing they put in your arm?
Yeah, the Norplant.
Those things last like for what?
3 years.
Yeah,
For a man?
No, hell no. I still wouldn't trust a dude who said that.
Only you get some bleeding. Some women just have some bleeding from it. But what my feeling is, when a woman, there should be a law, when a woman turns 16, you have an IUD put in, it's 99 point something effective for 10 years. So from the time she's 16 to 26, she doesn't have to worry about getting pregnant unless she gets married and wants to take it out.
And then you can take it out.
And then you take it out, and the next cycle, she's ready to have a baby.
What are the odds that it does some kind of damage so that you can't get pregnant? Causes them
Less than 0.5%. It is the best device in the world for young single women. It's a no-brainer. Put it in. You don't know it's there. It doesn't affect anything. It's not hormonal, and it works great. And it's
That's, I think, the big part.
It's good for 10 fucking years.
Wow.
I put in hundreds, if not thousands of them in women. And I can't, I mean, almost no side effects. There are no side effects if they're done properly. We did some first trimester abortions in my office because I'm really pro-choice. And when women came back for the community checkup, I told them, get an IUD.
See, even if it is on, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because this is all
But
I'll be curious when Excel jumps over. Let's see what happens. Okay. But once again, the only ones that have volume are the two reviews, and Studio Mike and the K-Hour.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. We are here to help you solve problems, answer questions,
and take complaints. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. He'll do market analysis, market valuations of your home free of charge, complimentary, because he wants to show you what your house can sell for using his technique, and he can base it on comparables in actual sales. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Bonnie Shields is with us, attorney at law. We have a question for her by text. Okay. We were divorced in one county, Denver. Now, I live in Denver. My ex-wife lives in Douglas County. Can we switch venue if I want to modify child support? Or do I have to go back to Denver where the divorce was originally domesticated?
Well, you go back to Denver, but you could ask Denver to move it. I don't know why you'd want to, or maybe there's some judge you like in Douglas or judge you don't like in Denver, but you could ask Denver to move it. And so it's going to be up to the judge. If one parent now lives in another county, that might be a reason enough for the judge to do it, but it's up to the court.
They can refuse to let go of it. You know, I think in today's day, they want to get rid of cases.
They might.
No, I'm serious. No, I'm dead serious.
They're overburdened.
I've seen bad decisions just to get it off the docket. I've seen cases dismissed that were clear-cut. I'm not saying they should have won the case, but it definitely wasn't dismissible. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In other words, there was an argument there. And a summary judgment dismissal was not in line, but they're doing it now. And I think they're doing it because they want to clear dockets. They are backed up, I hear, sometimes 3 to 4 years right now due to COVID.
Wow. Now, if I was doing a divorce case, I mean, Denver's a lot quicker than Douglas. So
okay, so
same with the
okay, all right. So that's the answer, person. If you texted us, I hope you're listening. 303-713-TALK. Now, so we have Jeremy now with Compass Insurance. We have to get to this issue. Then Smarty Marty has a couple updates, some good ones. So Jeremy is with Compass Insurance Group, and they do the free insurance checkups, of course, as you know. And that's to make sure you're not underinsured and that you're not paying too much for what you have. We save people money all the time with it. And I'll give you that number in a sec. That's not the reason for this call. The reason for this call, Jeremy, once again, someone's bitten in the ass by rideshare. Mitchell, his daughter was driving his car on rideshare and not covered. Now he has some extensive damages. But what we don't understand is why, and John Fuller, myaccidentlawyer.co, John Fuller said he's surprised that MedPay paid. But Mitchell's daughter was driving. She was in rideshare. The car's totaled. His company says, no, contraire, no. We are not covering it. She was doing rideshare.
and yet they covered her medical or some of her medical through MedPay. Why is that, Jeremy?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would assume it has to do with the ride share for that coverage was simply for the physical damage of the car, which MedPay is more on the liability section. That would be my best guess on that, where the ride share coverage is specifically designed for the physical damage of her car.
So go ahead, Bonnie. What were you going to say?
Yeah, what the caller had said was that insurance covered the medical. Maybe he meant his health insurance.
Yeah, I think my health insurance.
Mitchell, it wasn't MedPay that covered then.
No, I think it was just my health insurance that she's under.
Thank you, Bonnie. Okay, so Mitchell,
that makes more sense.
All right.
Yeah.
So the question is there a way to fight that ride share thing? I thought that regular coverage would cover it if you weren't actually involved in a ride at the time.
Right. Well, her ride share she was doing Instacart. She was just got through delivering some groceries, but the app on her phone was still on.
Oh.
Yeah. Right. And that's why
they're pretty strict about that, aren't they, Jeremy?
They are, yeah. And just to understand too, rideshare is really more commonly referred for Uber and Lyft to people. Food delivery is a whole different thing. So we have companies, and I know there's other companies that will insure rideshare. That's really specifically talking about delivering people, Uber, Lyft, that sort of thing. Food deliveries, Grubhub, Uber Eats, Instacart, that's a totally separate thing that a lot of companies, even if they offer rideshare, are not covering delivery. And so everyone needs to understand there is a difference between those two.
Hey, I've got a question for you, man. So in this scenario, if he's not covered by his own insurance, and let's say the other driver that actually hit him doesn't have insurance, but this guy has uninsured motor vehicle, can he go after them for the uninsured motor vehicle part? Does that make sense?
Uninsured property damage.
I would sure try. Yeah, I mean, they can still kind of hang on to that.
Yeah, because they're supposed
No. Now, hold on. They're supposed to stand in place of the other party, and if the other party's at fault, it doesn't give a rip's ass if it was...
Well, we think that.
If it was rideshare or not. No. If somebody hits me and I'm doing rideshare, they don't have a defense saying, you were doing rideshare. We're not going to cover you.
No, I know. Your own insurance company, though.
Yeah, but it's not. At that point, it's not your own insurance company. It is actually...
That's what I'm trying to figure out. In the contract, does it spell? Do you know the answer to it, Brian?
Oh no, it's Jeremy.
Or Jeremy?
Let me make sure I understand the question. So you're saying on her own policy, even though they didn't have ride share, to use their uninsured motorist since this other person wasn't insured?
Right. Let's say, or underinsured, and they were at fault. So at that point, your insurance company is standing in as the at-fault insurance company, and therefore rideshare shouldn't matter.
The uninsured motorist part should only be for the bodily injury, because if she had physical damage on the car, that's the collision coverage she's trying to use, and that's where the issue is with the rideshare.
No, but I agree with them. That makes sense, but she does have injuries.
Yeah, no, she does. She can go after. I would try that. I would, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the bodily injury part is different. If she went after this person, the bodily injury, I would assume the uninsured motorist would pay for that.
By the way,
that's going to help with the physical damage.
And by the way, the one who's going to help you with that one is John Fuller. That's why you need to get John Fuller in on this thing, man. He'll go after him. He's really good at that. So remember, Fuller is myaccidentlawyer.co or 303-597-4500. But Jeremy, more and more people are getting stung by this rideshare and food delivery and all this stuff, right?
Yeah, and my understanding, I don't do it personally, but my understanding is that these companies are supposed to be, and I think they are, really telling people to understand when they sign up for this what they need to do with their insurance. So that's what we try to do, is just make sure people get that coverage so that they're not in this type of position, because the coverage is not expensive. It's easy to add and just kind of eliminate that situation altogether.
Thank you very much. And the free insurance checkup, Compass 303-996-9000.
Clouding up your bathtub. You want to
good. Let's see here.
Call the professionals at Water Pros. These guys
That's an old man sound.
No.
Affordable solutions to your water problem needs.
Okay.
You can get water softeners starting at $2,195 in
Well, sometimes it would be fine. Half an hour later. Hold on, guys.
waterpros.net and sign up for a free consultation today.
Doing facelifts on your home? Then you need to consider K&H Home Solutions. I've been with them for more than 30 years, almost 40 years. I knew the original owner. They've been around 65 years. This is by far the oldest home improvement company I've ever represented, and one of the oldest ones in the entire metro area. And there's a reason for their longevity. They have quality products, wonderful siding, windows, and doors. In fact, the siding is the best siding I've ever seen ever. The windows, soft light, beautiful windows, Energy Star players, and the products, yes, great. In fact, 30% off now, all of those products. Make your appointment this month, 30% off. You don't have to have it done this month, but make that appointment. khwindows.com, 303-421-7100. Mark Massey was here yesterday, Empower Reverse Mortgage. What a good guy, man. He's talking about the reverse loan products and how he can help seniors who have equity in their homes to tap that equity without paying tax on that equity, and to do it safely with a line of credit or monthly payments or a lump sum, and not to do it foolhardy. And he knows how to do it the right way. He'll walk you through the process, ask any of your questions. He's happy to talk to you about it, even if you eventually decide it's not for you. EmpowerReverse.com, 720-500-7719, 720-500-7719. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. You go to that website, you'll find the finest people on Team Duran with RE/MAX lines. You'll find them in order to list your home or sell your home, and then they can also help you buy your home. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. And he'll do a complimentary market analysis of your home to see where it stands in the market and what it will sell for. That's way more meaningful to a seller than an appraisal, because you want to know what you're going to get. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Do roller coaster stock markets make you nervous? With such frequent ups and downs, don't let market volatility derail your retirement. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, Saturday on 630 KL. If you're concerned about the markets, call today to schedule a complimentary review of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
Longer days, warmer weather. This is the time of year you need to be enjoying life without joint pain. Hey, it's Michael Brown here. Time to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is helping people here and all over America get real life.
I think that'd just be confusing between Garage Kings and the other one, Garage Magic.
Getting to the root cause of pain. It's life-changing.
You know all these people crying about fucking masks? Wear your mask. Wear them. In fact, social distance. Stay home. I would love nothing more. Put a whole wall around L.A. and Beverly Hills.
Well, we can just hope that the earthquake comes to California, goes into the ocean.
Well, I wouldn't do that. What is?
Where are we at with the airline? Is that going to expire soon, or be continued?
You haven't heard?
No.
A judge struck it down.
Well, yeah, I just saw
I
that
was
on
literally in the
Facebook.
airport.
But I know that's not.
Did everybody bust out laughing or laughing?
No, it was kind of fucking intense, man.
So is it supposed to expire then?
It's over.
Oh, it's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
I'm flying
But
next weekend. I was kind of looking.
where are you
forward to
flying?
it. New York.
Yeah, you're fucked. You want to know why? So you won't have to wear a mask at DIA. You won't have to wear a mask on the airplane. The second you land, you got to put a mask on because of New York.
Well, there's a lot more.
So think of how stupid that is. But that's going to protect people of New York. Even though when you're on the plane, you're not wearing it. When you're here, you're not wearing it. When you're anywhere else in the world, no problem. But when you land in New York, you got to have that mask on to protect yourself from COVID. Biden is a fucking moron.
Tom, do you remember right before COVID went like really nuts, when we were hearing just little things about it, you came in here and you said that you had been on a flight with your wife that weekend.
I know, and coughed.
Yes, and coughed, so no one would sit in the middle of the seat and be all laugh.
I did. And that was before. Right before.
Yes, it was right before, and then that
If
was
I did
like,
it now, I'd be kicked off.
oh yeah, it wouldn't be funny now. It was funny then. I mean, we had no idea what was about to happen.
No, I was in
Yes, I remember.
in Vegas.
It
was horrible. We were terrified coming back from Vegas. Terrified.
Oh my goodness.
They had Trump had me convinced I was going to die on that airplane. I mean, they shut the whole. I never seen Vegas shut down. I've been there 50 times. Yeah, Trump was president, man.
He had you.
He's the one that shut everything down the first time. That was him, dude. March 20th, 2020. He shut the whole fucking country down. The only thing open was like grocery stores and automotive.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Smarty Marty, what's happening? You got some follow-ups, some good ones. What's going on?
Hey, Tom. Yeah, we have a couple good follow-ups. One is Jay Palmer way back in January.
Oh, that was a long time ago, Jay.
Yeah, and I thought it was over. And apparently it was Jay versus Max's Roofing. He wanted a certain color tile. Max Roofing did not have this tile in stock. And, because of the supply chain, was going to take a while to get it. And Jay...
It was 17 grand he paid. And then he said Max Roofing did nothing. But he said they did nothing. But you're saying they did, but the wrong roof.
I don't know. It's been a while, so I don't know the details exactly.
Well, he claimed that he didn't want the color he claimed he didn't want the color they had, so then they did nothing and they had his money.
Okay. Yes, there was something about they just had the money and they wanted to wait till the color came in.
Exactly.
And he wanted a refund.
Exactly.
Yeah, so he wanted a refund. And I spoke with the owner, and the owner said, look, I have some personal problems I'm going through, and I really don't want to talk about it right now, and I'll get around to it whenever I get around to it.
What did he do? Did he get around to it?
Well, yeah, eventually, because I just got a text from Jay Palmer a couple days ago that the owner hand-delivered a check to him couple days ago.
Wow, that was pretty honorable of the guy. No, that was honorable of the guy to follow up.
He eventually did mail the check, according to the consumer, but it got lost in the mail. It went to the wrong address, and so
I'd love to know where all those checks that are lost in the mail go. Somewhere, somehow, there's a giant pile of checks.
Yeah,
they could be in the Franktown post office.
Oh, my God. But thank you. What's your other follow-up?
The other one, he says he's calling in right now.
All right, let's go to him right now, and that is Bob. Hey, Bob, what was your issue? I'm trying to look up your original call.
Yesterday.
It was Comcast overbilling me after making an agreement.
Yes, I remember. Comcast promised you an introductory offer, and they did not honor it, basically. They just did not honor it.
Correct.
What happened? What happened, Smarty Marty? You did some writing to our angel there. We call them angels.
Well, I wrote them, I called him, and I texted him. So he got 3 messages from me.
And
well, Bob, what's the result?
An hour later, I was talking to somebody at Xfinity who had researched my whole case all the way back to October of last year, figured out what the problem was, acknowledged that it was on their end, and has set up a refund, a monthly refund for me for the remainder of the one-year deal.
All right. That's pretty cool. Even though they couldn't do the original package, it is in essence the original package.
Correct.
Yeah, they're giving him what he asked for.
And what's really cool is that you were getting nowhere before Smarty Pants got involved.
Yeah, I'd been spending an hour or more on the phone every month trying to get the refund back down to the original price, and in 2 hours yesterday, they got it set up for the next 6 months.
Oh, do I get a siren?
I hit that by mistake. I was looking for my dinger, and out comes a siren. I got so many things. I got so many things tucked away in there. Okay, hold on. Yeah. And you know, hold on. Here it goes. Ready? Here it goes. Yes. And if I reach into the wrong one, I go to where Mark's might be. Oh, wait, hold on.
That sounds like Mark.
There's Mark right there.
Tom?
Yes.
Bob's a trooper. He pulled over to the side of the road to call in.
Oh, well, thank you, Bob. And I appreciate that, and that's why you do get my dinger. And there it is. And from now on, when we call in Smarty Marty, I'm going to use this sound effect. Ready?
Siren?
The cavalry. Yep, that's what I'm going to use when I call in Deputy Smarty Pants. When I call in Deputy Doc, I'm going to use this one. Hold on. And then, I don't know, what about, how about, okay, and we always have messages like this. Hold on, listen to this one. This one I'm going to use on the next people that don't respond.
You are an idiot.
That's the Martino Choir, by the way. The Martino Choir. If you like it, that's good. All right, let's keep going. 303-713-8255. Eric's got a comment on you, or a complaint on U.S. Bank. Eric, what's going on?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
So here's the deal. Dropped my car off on Monday to get it worked on. Dealer called this morning, said, hey, it's ready to be picked up. Total's $2,500. Great. I come out here to pick my car up, and they go to run my debit card, won't take my debit card. Turns out U.S. Bank has a $1,500 per day point of sale limit.
What?
So I figured, okay, yeah. So I figured this is simple.
Wait a minute. I didn't know about that. Well, I don't have a bank. I don't have them, but they issue your credit card and have a per day limit on single transactions. On debit on single transactions.
Right, $1,500.
Now, here's what I'm asking though. On a single transaction, or can you do 500, 500, 500, 500, 500 all day long?
Well, apparently you can do that as long as it's not at the same location, because the dealer tried doing that also. It wouldn't go through. So anyhow, I called customer service thinking, oh, they just need my authorization. Oh, no. They have to submit it up the chain, and it'll take 3 to 5 business days for somebody in a back office.
But you could write a check off of that. You could write a check off of that account, right?
Well, yeah, but had I known, I would have brought my checkbook with me.
Of course. No, it sucks, man. It sucks. You dropped off your car to get work done, could not pay by your debit card because of a limit. I just never heard of that. Well, now, Deputy Dollar was shaking his head. Yes, you've heard of this before, Deputy Dollar, and that mic sucks. But go ahead. Have you heard of this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The banks do that kind of for protection.
All right.
But you can get it raised on a one-time basis or permanent basis.
Somehow it's not working,
Mike's not on.
but I hear him. He's saying you can get it raised sometimes.
Yeah, U.S. Bank won't do it. U.S. Bank told me I have to
guess what? Then you're no longer a cut. I would get my account out of there.
I just walked across. I just had to walk 2 miles to the nearest U.S. Bank to go get the money to pay for this. And as I explained to the branch manager, as soon as all transactions clear, I will be taking my money elsewhere.
Yes.
I will never again darken their doorstep. And here's the funny thing is, I used to be with Capital One like 10 years ago, and I had this happen, and literally the customer service rep overrid it in 10 seconds. She's like, you know what, sir, you're right. You do need this access. Here, let me take care of this right now.
Yeah, U.S. Bank, man, I don't have, there are two
They
banks.
advertise as being ethical.
There are
They
two
advertise as
banks
being
I
ethical, and
can't
they're
stand, by the way, two banks, and they both play off of our patriotism. One is U.S. Bank, the other's Bank of America. They both suck, which is funny. I think Bank of America, do you know that it actually was started as Bank, if I'm right now, look it up, Bank of Italy. I do believe that. And then they changed their name. But in any way, U.S. Bank, hey, U.S. Bank was the one, at one time, they were the ones that were enforcing foreclosures and didn't have the notes. Remember that? Or some such thing like that? 303-713-8255.
Bank of San Francisco changed its name
to Bank of America.
Mhm.
But before that, they were Bank of Italy. That's the thing.
Now, impact traffic.
Well, there's an Italian name.
Yeah, when I was at the bank, we could just do it right on the fly.
My God, are these fucking complaints for real? Okay, I gotta put them down here. I gotta just.
Well, a lot of things cost 2,500 repairs and things like that. That's not a terribly large sum of money these days.
The rest of the metro area highway is actually in good shape right now. No other accidents or problem spots. Top 31, pinpoint weather, sunny, breezy today, near high record heat.
It was an Italian guy, and he set up a makeshift bank North Beach Wharf in San Francisco.
It wasn't Bank of Italy at one
Maybe
time?
Well, maybe that's what he called it. The Bank of Italy in San Francisco changed its name to Bank of America
Yep.
in 1930.
Can you believe that?
But it wasn't in Italy, it
And
was
Allstate better
in San
protection costs
Francisco.
a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Go.
Very interesting.
All right, hold on. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. Call them
and start planning. That's what it's all about, really, if you think about it. And I'm serious when I tell you this. They are a great bunch of people, family owned and operated, and of course they have an excellent staff as well. And they go through your entire retirement plan and help you shore it up and continue to monitor it, to have you move things around, add things, take away things. And seriously, that's what they do. Now, you may say, why do I need them? I have an investment guy, I have an estate guy, I have this guy, I have that guy, I have long-term insurance, I have this. Yeah, but they coordinate it, and it's really important because they found redundant coverages, they save money, they'll show you what to do and how to do it, and they're transparent on how they charge, but they save you the money. So, Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies is the place to go, rpcenter.com. Just give them a call. Meet with them, free, no obligation. See if they'll help you. You'll love them. You have nothing to lose. They'll even come to you. 970-663-3211. 970-663-3211, rpcenter.com. I love talking about Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine, and I'll tell you why. Because they were an immense help to me, and that's a true story. In fact, okay, I just went to see him. When was it? Was it Monday I went to see him? Yeah, Monday. Okay, I pulled out my back doing nothing, just nothing. My SI joint. I stood up quickly. Deputy Doc will tell you I was in misery. I went to see him. I got a deep trigger point injection with some steroids, and that's not the greatest thing to do over and over and over. So they now recommend another procedure I'm going to have done that'll give permanent relief in that joint and relieve nerve pressure. I stand by them. You will love them. They attack pain, and they take all major insurance. ColoradoPainCare.com. Read about them. Make an appointment. Same-day appointments, even available. 303-GOT-PAIN. 303-GOT-PAIN.
What's done more to improve overall health and wellness? Modern medicine or personal hygiene?
Tom, when that guy died in 1949, the office now had more than 500 branches, $6 billion in assets, the largest bank in the world, started by one little Italian.
That's
Wow,
right.
that's amazing.
How the hell did I know that?
I don't know, but that's pretty interesting.
I always keep track of rich kitties. Always.
I tell my husband his people did something good.
Is your husband Italian?
Yeah, D'Agostino.
Navage uses power suction to pull saline in one nostril
He
to
uses
very
it
back
when
of the nose where
necessary.
germs can get trapped and multiply,
And denies
and then
it,
out
and
the
that's
other
nice.
nostril,
So I'm
flushing
just
out
American,
mucus and
but
microbes
when
so
he thinks
you
it'll
can
get him
breathe
something,
better,
well, you know I
sleep
am
deeper,
Italian.
snore less,
My
and
grandparents
stay
came from the
healthier.
old country.
Join over 2 million others and find out for yourself how refreshing and easy to use Navage is. At Navage.com, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
This is Brent Iverson with Ideal Home Loans, and the Fed has made it known they plan on hiking interest rates, and that means borrowing money is going to get more expensive later. Take advantage of securing the lowest possible payment now. If you're someone who needs to tap into equity to consolidate bills, pay off debt, or get money for home improvements, you want to call today, 303-867-7000 or online at idealhomeloans.com. Equal opportunity lender, regulated by DORA, NLS 136756 for terms and conditions. Call 844-45-ID.
The Tanner Gun Show proudly supports the Second Amendment and the Don't Take My Guns movement this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Arapahoe County Fairgrounds. You won't find a bigger or better selection of new handguns, hard-to-find used firearms, tons of ammo, scopes, AR accessories, and more. Forget online shopping. At the Tanner Gun Show, you're free to see and handle your purchase before you buy. Get your guns while you still can. At the Tanner Gun Show in Aurora. Tickets available at the door or get them online at tannergunshow.com.
Do you like the extended show, Tom?
The 4 hours?
Yeah.
No.
Why do they do that? It's just to fill in
Survival,
time?
and it's more money for me, so I mean, I can't hate it.
Yeah.
I mean, but no, I don't love it.
So it's a long time.
Yeah. I loved, I mean, I originally started, this is the derivation of my show, 45 minutes. It was after Paul Harvey and before Andrea Van Steenhouse. There was a 45-minute block. Then from 45, it went to an hour. Then from 1, it went to 2 hours. From 2 hours, then it went to 3 hours. And then 2 years ago, 4 hours. I think it was 2 years ago.
I remember Paul Harvey. I loved his little things.
Oh, yeah. Those were great.
They were always fun.
Paul Harvey,
The rest of the story.
Now, the rest of the story.
Where did he broadcast out of?
He's dead.
I thought
No,
it
I
was
know.
Chicago.
But where was he? I mean, he wasn't in Denver. Was he in
No,
Chicago?
I think he was in Chicago.
I forgot about him. I did like hearing his stuff.
It was always interesting, you know, little 15-minute stories.
Yeah, yeah.
Get ready to travel again at the Denver Travel and Adventure Show. Discover thousands of vacation options from around the world and plan your next trip. 2 days only, April 30th and May 1st at the Colorado Convention Center. Buy discounted tickets now at travelshows.com. That's travelshows.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. Silverleaf Mortgage will get you a reverse loan, and they will counsel you through it. You know how we feel about reverse loans when they're done the right way. They can really help you. Silverleaf also has a nonprofit foundation that helps fix up homes that might need a little fixing up before the appraisal to get you a higher value. Silverleafmortgage.com, 720-REVERSE. That's 720-REVERSE. All right, who should I take, Suze? Let's get to the phones. And I guess Bessie, right, was the one who was waiting the longest. And
We already took care of Eric.
yeah, Bessie, what's happening? What's going on, Bessie?
I appreciate you calling me back.
Yes,
I
Bessie.
have been like a Jetta girl for so many years. I've gotten almost over 30 Jettas from Volkswagen, Tynan's Volkswagen. So I had the car for like 2 months. My car gets stolen.
Now, Bessie, was this newer? Bessie,
was Bessie? 3 months in jail.
Bessie,
4
was
months
this
on probation?
Bessie? Was this new or used?
Oh, it was a brand new car.
And
I
when
mean,
did you buy it?
top of the line.
When did you buy it?
I actually leased it.
When?
That was back like in September.
And it was a VW?
Yes, it's a Volkswagen R-Line. It's like one of the top of the line.
Oh, it's very cool. Yes, it is. So what went wrong? How long after that was it stolen?
So I got my car back in September, and they sold the car like on the 29th. So I didn't even have it more than 2 weeks.
Oh, God. Okay, so what happened and what are you calling about that we can help you with? This is a terrible situation, but what went wrong besides that?
Okay, so my insurance, they canceled the claim.
What do you mean? Wait. What do you mean they canceled the claim?
Yeah, they canceled the claim because I signed something with Nationwide stating that my kids did not live at home.
Wait a minute. What does that have to do with a theft, though?
The kids probably brought it there.
No, hold on. This is your car. You bought it brand new. Okay. Now, if your kids drove it and got to an accident, I can see them denying the claim. But if your car is sitting outside your house and it's stolen, how can they go and say, oh, you lied about your kids not living there, so we're not going to cover the theft claim? What does that have to do with the theft claim? That's like a health insurance company saying, you didn't tell us about your athlete's foot, and you have a brain tumor. I mean, what the hell's the difference?
See, my thing is, how can they said that I signed something stating that my kids did not live at home. I didn't know that I was
what
supposed to
difference does that make for a stolen car? Are they saying the kid's friends took it? What are they saying? What basis is there for a rejection? And listen, first and foremost, you understand they can turn you down if you lie on an application. But in previous cases, the insurance company had to have a reasonable connection between the lie and the claim.
How do they even know? How do they even know your kids do live at home now?
But it's just, I didn't know that I was supposed to.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
Bessie, do you understand what we're saying? Forget about your kids. Okay? I don't think they have a right to turn you down for a theft claim because it had nothing to do with your kids.
But how do they even know? Did your kids report it stolen?
Yeah, here's what I want to know. Were your kids driving it at the time it was stolen?
Right.
Bessie, I'm asking a question. Were your children driving it when it was stolen?
No.
Where was it when it was stolen?
Off of Spear and Bannock in
What
Denver.
was it doing at Spear and Bannock?
We were on our way home, and my son and I stopped.
And what happened?
Girl.
Your son and you stopped.
Are you there?
Yeah, your son and you stopped, and what happened?
To help some girls, so I pulled over to see what was going on.
Okay.
I left the car on, so somebody jumped in the car and took off.
Okay. What does that have to do with lying about your kids being at home?
Thank you. Exactly. So I called BW and told them I wanted to keep the car. I don't know if it's found or anything, but in 2 weeks I would know. They're like, well, you need to surrender the car. Well, they put $29,500 on my car, and it was a charge-off on my credit.
Wait, Bessie, I don't even understand what you're saying. What you just told me the insurance company is refusing to pay the claim, right?
Right.
What? Wait, just wait. What's the name? I don't want you to answer any more than I ask. What's the name of the insurance company?
It was Nationwide.
Okay, now, they refused to pay. Was your car totaled?
No, I actually just got it back yesterday.
Okay.
And it was off Spear, and the police
Okay, I want to ask, is there any damage to the car?
No, it's in mint condition. People drank in the back, and I already cleaned it.
All right, so hold on. Then what difference does it make that your insurance won't pay? There was nothing to pay.
Right.
Bessie, I don't understand. I honest to God want to help you, but you just told me. Let me make sure I get this straight. Let me make sure I get it straight because we have our insurance expert listening. You have a brand new VW that was leased on 9 of September of 2021. 2 weeks later, it's stolen, and then it was and then it was recovered.
Right, it was recovered yesterday. I went down and picked it up.
Okay, it was recovered yesterday after being missing for 8 months.
Right.
Okay. Then it was recovered yesterday, and you said now Nationwide is refusing to pay because I lied about my kids on the policy.
I didn't know that I was supposed to tell them about my
Bessie,
kids.
don't you hear what I'm asking you?
Yes.
You keep saying that Nationwide refused to pay, but you're also telling me there is no damage to the vehicle.
Totally correct. There is no damage.
Then what should Nationwide... Mark, stop, please. What would Nationwide owe you then?
Well, what I'm saying is they didn't pay off my car, okay?
Why would they have to pay? Okay. Why?
When it was stolen, I tried to have them pay off the loan, and they wouldn't do it. So now it's found, and they want their car back.
Okay, hold on. All right, now I'm starting to understand. So while you were waiting 8 months, your credit was ruined.
Right.
Okay,
right.
Because Nationwide wouldn't pay it off. And now that the car is found, you said they want it back? They want it? Why do they want it?
Right. DCI Volkswagen Credit says that they want the car back.
Oh, because they're that's called a repossession because you did not make payments. Now I understand why you are a victim. Thank you. Hold on.
God almighty.
That only took an hour, don't worry.
But fuck, people don't know how to communicate.
You don't think in a linear manner like that.
No, that's all they think of.
What
is
did
a
you
linear
do for a
manner.
car for 8 months?
But they don't connect the dots. They don't know how to go to the problem and then fill in the details. They only know how to do linear. In fact, every problem I have, they never start with the problem ever. Not once. Not once. She could say, my car was stolen, my insurance company refuses to pay. That's the problem. That's not what she said.
No, they want to tell you the story.
All the time.
What did she do for a car for 8 months from September till now?
I'm going to find out.
Whether she leased it and the insurance company was paying the lease.
Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And actually, the insurance company
Was it recovered just yesterday?
That's what she said.
They wouldn't have paid her. They would have paid the leasee or the leaseor.
But would they pay
Hold
for her?
on. Earlier in the show, we had
John Fuller on to talk about an accident. We wanted him to give advice to one of our consumers, and he can do it for you. 303-597-4500. My accident lawyer can be your accident lawyer at myaccidentlawyer.co. You can call and ask John any question about your accident. His firm is small by design. 303-597-4500. He doesn't take hundreds and hundreds of cases in order to take the cream of the crop and ignore the rest. He takes a few cases and works them all. 303-597-4500. Genesis Total Exteriors, the company to call for any outside work from the roof, gutters, siding, windows, doors, decks, painting, outbuildings, even solar, because that's on top of the roof. They do it all, and the solar systems are guaranteed 25 years, all of the components, along with, of course, a performance guarantee. If you want outside work done, if you want home improvements, if you want to beautify your home, go to the company that I know and love, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Here's the number, 303-679-8509.
Don't miss the Trading Group Show.
Hey, Scott, I just got an email from Jessica. She said that she tried to call you, but your mailbox is full.
I was just looking. And
Well, she couldn't leave a message because your mailbox is full.
Tommy, Mark had me get Compass on for that call. Were you going to use him for it? Okay, I just wanted to be sure. I was on the phone.
What were you going to ask about? Oh, yeah, about the stability, yes.
Or else leave a message. Just text her with your email address. She said that would work also.
That number you gave me?
Yeah, just text her with your email address.
I called him in from
All right, you're all good?
What?
You're set? Do you need something? You need a soda?
I would run in, but I did. Yeah.
No, you need
call
juice.
came in from a different number.
Thank you.
Okay, let me.
So But if the one you gave me...
Yeah, let me give you her email. It's very simple.
Hold on.
I love that. Big firms take on hundreds of cases and pick the cream of the crop.
JKROUGH at AARP.org. So JKROUGH at AARP.org.
Okay.
All right?
Got it.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Potentially save up to $1,000 a month. That's right, a month. And don't forget, when you work with American Financing, you're going to get a free mortgage review before you start, so you can understand your options without having to pay any upfront.
So, Mark, are you sure that that one business opportunity is going to happen? Did you discuss it already?
Yeah, we've talked about it numerous times.
And there won't be an upfront cost, or a little one, or just marketing?
We just got to figure out a fair percentage around, but yeah,
for the marketing.
Well, or for the ownership. Yeah.
For everything we do.
Mm-hmm. He's a hard worker too, man. Ooh. You gotta give it to him.
Does he have a lot of crews?
I don't know many crews he's got, maybe 4.
Does he know how to scale?
He probably could use help with that, but the funny part is...
What if we could get... Okay.
The funny part is, him and his wife are out there every single day.
That's not smart.
Well, it is at the position they are right now.
Okay. What if... Okay.
Marketing consultancy client roster is skyrocketing.
He gets marketing, which is good too. What I mean by that is, like the warranty, a lifetime warranty compared to a 21.
Well, hold on. It is a lifetime warranty. They call it. And he has the same one. If he's using the same shit, it's a 21-year manufacturer, but he just says 20. And I'll tell you why. I lifetime, and that's what they do. But they didn't tell me that. They gave me the label. See, the 21-year. And the reason is because they say lifetime. It's because it's for the original owner. Okay, so you do the job. How many original owners after 21 years will have a claim?
Nobody. I mean, you know.
So it's lifetime.
Of course.
So the few that will have a claim, if they have one,
who cares?
It's the same owner. How many people stay in their house 21 years?
No, I agree 100%.
So they're both lifetime. I misunderstood.
Yeah,
because
okay.
They're going, and so is he. That he is going, and they're going beyond the manufacturer.
Well, he does the parts and labor.
I know.
For lifetime. I mean, simple as that. And that's
So
what I
do
was
they.
telling you the other day.
So do they.
What's the
And here's
fucking
the
difference?
problem. They're all going to do exactly the same. But they both say the lowest price. That's what I want to see.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Garage magic. And it is magic when you see him put that down. I just love a finished garage floor. Deputy Doc, do you have a garage in your new place?
I have a 2-car garage. I'm going to have them come out.
Oh, you got to have this done, man. These coatings, polyaspartic coatings are wonderful. A lifetime guarantee from Garage Magic. Licensed employees, insured employees. They're not, just people they pick up for temporary manpower. I'm serious. 720-600-HOME. GarageMagic.com. 720-600-HOME. All right. Jeremy is with Compass Insurance Group. And I have some questions for Bonnie Shields as well. Bonnie Shields is with us. If you're hanging on for family law, if you sent me some questions, I will get to them. Now, on this thing here, Bessie had a stolen car, Jeremy, and her company, I find this crappy. She had nationwide insurance. Now, you know as well as I do, with health insurance, life insurance, with any kind of insurance, there's something called contestability. And insurance companies look to see if they can contest claims and coverage based on your truthfulness. For example, in health insurance, I had a case years ago where a woman lied about something insignificant, something about No, see, I likened it to athlete's foot. I don't remember what it was, but she had a brain tumor. And they turned down coverage for the brain tumor because she never reported something else. And whatever it was, that ulcers or whatever it was, had nothing to do with the brain tumor. And we were able to fight that because contestability has to have a connection. It can't just be a way out. Well, her auto insurance asked, do you have minors, or not minors, but do you have kids living at home, licensed drivers living at home? To which she answered no, or something. She said, I didn't know I had to report when they came back. So they denied her coverage for a stolen car, which has nothing to do with that. Do you think she has a case there to argue that?
Yeah, and I guess it would just depend. Yes, I do, depending on the scenario. Like if let's say she didn't add the kid, and the kid was the one in possession of the car.
It wasn't.
And,
it wasn't. She was driving it.
Wasn't any of that. She was driving it.
She pulled off to the side of the road to help someone. She gets out of her car. It's running, and somebody hopped in and took it. For all I know, she could have been set up. Who knows?
Absolutely agree that it doesn't make sense. That one thing has nothing to do with
now,
another.
The company involved was Nationwide, and I thought they were a good company. Do you represent them?
We do, yeah, and I like Nationwide. Yeah, I don't know if there's more to it that maybe, makes some more sense on the surface, though. I would agree. One thing does not have to do with another. I think
she could have a bad faith claim. I really do. But here's what's more complicated. Because they contested the claim, they stopped making her. Not stop. They did not pay the claim, so she wasn't paying her lease payment. Now the car's being repossessed, and because it was found. And I don't blame them for repossessing the car. She wasn't making the payments. So now her credit is trashed, and she doesn't have a car, all thanks to Nationwide's rejection.
Hey, Jeremy, if one of the kids was driving and just parked it at a Walmart, say, and ran into Walmart, and someone stole it while it was gone, are you saying under that scenario that would be a good out?
I'd say they could reject it because it was being
even that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, even that I would have a problem with. I think it's more if you said, okay, I don't have a kid, and on the policy, and let's say that kid, you're living in, I don't know, somewhere low risk for theft, and that kid has the car with them, and they're living in Denver. Well, then you can make an argument the insurance company is not really charging for the appropriate risk because here's this kid living in a different area.
No, I get it. I get it. Or if the kid was using it, or if the kid was using it to commute to and from college or something.
Well, I understand if the kid crashed it and there was liability there, they would be off the hook. But this is something totally different.
Hey, Jeremy, should she have been making payments on her lease?
No, that's not an insurance. That's not an insurance question. That's a legal one. Now, technically, she should be making payments, except she wasn't reimbursed for her loss, so I think she had no choice. I can see why she didn't make payments. I can see why. And I think that it's an unfortunate situation, and I think she's got a claim against Nationwide.
Jeremy, we'll get you the number for the case. Would you look into it for us with Nationwide?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, she's going to have to ask him. So if Bessie's listening, I know she's not on, we'll call you back, Bessie, and we'll have Jeremy look into it.
Here's what I'm guessing. The kid was driving, and they said he was driving. Well, maybe not. Maybe they're trying to just totally fuck him. What do you think? Here's the only question I don't get. How all of a sudden did the kids get into it? How did they even get brought up?
Exactly. That's what I was wondering.
How the fuck did the kids get brought up?
That's what I want to know. Ask her to ask her.
Well, that's what I was trying to ask her. She didn't fucking say.
There's something missing. There's definitely some things missing that maybe she doesn't think we need to know.
Because they're not on her side of the equation. Talk about getting screwed, though, man. Your car gets stolen. You don't get coverage for it. Your credit gets wrecked. Then they find the car. And they come repo it. And it didn't have any damage, which is amazing. Gone 8 months?
Mark, I am trying to find a kitten.
I bought an extra one if anybody
For
wants
yourself?
I've been watching Craigslist.
For yourself?
We got a litter kittens in Centennial, 8 of them last night. I replied to the Craigslist thing, nothing. Like over and over and
Wait,
over.
why do you want one?
I'm gonna just lost my.
Get one in the place up in Castle Rock, Dumb Friends Leagues, has a shitload of them. They have kittens.
Bring it, I guess.
Kittens, you think?
That's where we got both ours, and they were both kittens. And they have a ton right now.
Susan, am I supposed to know what Greenberg, Grant,
See if you need an appointment.
Castle Rock. And then you know they're all vaxxed and clipped and snipped and whatever.
A group of Democrats in the Florida House
Yeah,
We got 3.
lost my kid. He was 16. It was the day before his 16th birthday.
That's a good
I
run.
wasn't sure I was gonna get another one, but I really do think I want one.
Did he call the show?
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, focusing on the drought in the West, says California only recorded 15% of normal precipitation
I'm gonna
in
call that.
January and March.
We got 2 from there. We used to foster those. So we go up there and we get
I
little.
need you to start the next hour.
One time we had kittens that we actually bottle fed. You know, we had the kids do it.
If
but-
you start the show,
Oh, they were so cute.
If you start the
Yeah.
show, please do a panacea. I need to make this.
Go ahead.
There's a dumb frenzy right on Quebec and Island, which is a
Yeah,
lot
there's
closer.
I just saw on 9 News the other day how many the one in Castle Rock had. Well, they said they have so many pets they don't know what to do. I mean, that's what they said.
Ultranationals parade from entering the Muslim quarter in Jerusalem's Old City. That's a route widely seen.
We lost a couple where we live now.
Hamas is condemning Israel, but by
to
refraining
Coyotes.
significant rocket
Yeah.
fire.
So the 3 we have now, they don't even go outside. We'll let them out on the deck. They don't. They just don't even care. They just hang.
Did Fox give birth and are raising their kittens underneath our neighbor's porch?
Oh.
This is on a residential street. Our dogs go batshit crazy every
You,
time they
have
go
you seen
outside.
them?
Yes.
Are they like this or?
I haven't seen the babies. My cousin did. I saw the grown up. Those beautiful.
They're,
Just
our
standing in
Fox
our-
is gorgeous.
Just staring at in their backyard. They
They're
don't have.
smart.
They don't have a fence. They don't have dogs there. Our dogs go batshit crazy.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
like,
sure.
Please move your babies. Please move out to the
Right.
neighbors' house. And Julie was like calling around. The county doesn't take that, and they don't do anything like that. And he said, we might have to pay for somebody to do it. I'm like, wait a minute, they're not under our house. I mean, it should be like the neighbors, like, maybe if they want to rent something, you pay somebody to relocate them.
Yep.
I'm like, why are we looking at like paying somebody to?
You wouldn't. That's ridiculous.
Except that maybe to make our dogs feel better.
Our little Aussie was run over there trying to hurt him.
Well, we got the border collie, maybe he might, but I don't know.
I don't know what Mama would do. Mama Fox probably doesn't want any dogs over there.
I don't think. When they fight, our border collie, his only chance, he goes for feet. And he goes for the golden's feet.
Ah.
And the golden's on the ground, and he can't go for his.
Like a turtle.
It's the only time that he prevails. He's got that foot. He used to go after our Bernice's foot too. He had one really bad foot in his a rear foot. He had a toe removed, and we called it his chicken foot. And the puppy used to always go after the chicken foot. Like, leave his chicken foot alone, dear God. Take another foot.
Was that the only cat you guys had?
Yeah, because my son took his a couple years ago, and my daughter took hers a couple.
Addie will take hers going off to law school in a couple months.
Is?
19.
Did she like Wyoming?
Actually, I'm lying. She turned 20 yesterday.
Mark?
She's going to law school at age 20?
She'll be out of there at 23 with a law degree.
Mark, did she like Wyoming?
She loves it.
So she's going to go there?
Yep.
Has she got accepted?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
She get her bachelor's done by that age.
She started in her junior year of high school, and she finished high school her junior year. And then went full-time, went every summer class, just everything, just balls to the wall. And then she's very motivated.
All right, well,
She loves school. I mean, you know, my son hates school like me. Suzanne didn't really like school.
So that was a collection attorney.
She loves law.
From Houston, a collection law firm, you know, to see if we had any use for collectors for us or for our clients. And they have an interesting way of charging. They don't charge because if we have all the documentation, they'll just get their fees. And if not, then the longer it takes, the higher the percentage goes up. But they say some people don't care because if we collect after a year and a half, 2 years, they don't mind.
Everyone I look at, you got the biggest issue I've ever seen.
No minimum.
No. The biggest issue I've seen in any of those contracts, not saying these guys, is once you give it to them,
you can't take it back.
You can't take it back.
That's right. Well, what's wrong with that, though?
Because if they can't collect and I start doing the legwork and file the suit here in small claims, they still get their percentage. That's the only problem.
Well, why would you take it back if they did it?
Because I'm just saying, if they had it for a year and didn't get anything done, and I decide, fuck it, I'm just going to file the lawsuit.
I wonder if he's going to email me something.
Yeah, that's the only issue I've seen with any of their contracts.
Did we ever talk to Frank Paul?
Yeah, he just, he's not there for the pennies.
Yeah. He wants a big account.
Well, and if you think about it, to really go through and get a judgment and do everything, because a lot of our callers and a lot of even our members, they don't even have a judgment yet. I mean,
these people are the high hearts collective, and that's how they got through.
Oh.
They're in Texas, and
let's just look at the contract, and we'll modify it and see if they're good with it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Maybe they won't give a shit.
We don't come up against that many collectors.
Just on the show. You mean us personally? No. I mean, the ones we do, we just do IP suits now. Or I do small claims. I haven't asked them. I don't know. He said a few months, so I don't care.
No kittens at either dumb Friendly.
Holy shit. Try a Max Fund. Is Max Fund just dogs, or they have cats?
No, they have cats.
Just try them for the heck of it. I love cats.
I do too. I can't have them because Stephanie's allergic.
Oh, is she? You could have one at your other place.
You're not there enough. Got one. It's called a
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. RealCBDThatWorks.com is not just a slogan. It really does work. I love the stuff. I take it. I take gel caps, and then every once in a while, chewables. Suzanne loves the cosmetic line. They have anti-inflammatory properties, which does wonders, especially in the eye area. No, seriously, it's great stuff. They're right here in Golden. RealCBDThatWorks.com. They have a scientific lab there. They develop the products from seed to sale. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Panacea Life. All right, so we were talking earlier about insurance and contestability when you don't tell the truth on an application. I'd love to find out from an attorney who does bad faith if there has to be a connection between the claim and the rejection.
I do know this.
And the lie, I mean.
I do know this. If you report that you do not have what...
Kids at home.
No. I'm going to homeowners. Say a vicious dog or a pit bull, for example, and the insurance company, and then you have a fire at your house or a flood, they're definitely going to pay that, even if they can prove you had a pit bull the whole time.
Because there's no connection.
There's zero connection. But if that pit bull attacks somebody...
No, I get it.
They're up the creek.
So this woman who had her car stolen, and they said, we're not paying it. Why? Because you never said you had kids at home, or they came back home, I think. She said, what? What does that have to do with my car being stolen? I totally agree.
Let's get that info. I'd love for Jeremy to look in, and I'm sure there's another side to this story. Do you really? I want to ask Jeremy if he's there. Does he really think Nationwide?
He's not there right now.
Trying to pull this?
No, but he's not there right now. But I want to talk. Do we have an attorney that does bad faith? I mean, we have that one law firm that they're not on the referral list, but they're good people.
You know who's been really studying up on it?
Okay, let's ask him then.
Mark Kranek.
Has he been really looking into it?
I am not kidding you, man.
All right, let's look into it.
Insurance bad faith.
All right, let's get Mark Kranek on to noodle this. How do you like that expression? I don't know. 303-713-8255. Bonnie Shields is with us. Bonnie Shields Law. Bonnie, we had a question earlier about jurisdiction. Somebody lives in Denver. Somebody lives in Douglas County. The person wants to bring a modification of child support. You ask, why does it matter? Okay. Somebody else texted me and said it matters a lot. They said because in this case, Douglas County has better judges, they're more conservative, and Denver's liable to be prejudiced against someone who has money. I don't know. Is that true or not? Do you have more liberal judges in Denver than you do in Douglas? Or are they all the same? I don't know. I have no idea. Because for example, when they bring federal suits to stop vaccines and to stop masks, they go to Texas and Florida. They don't go to New York and California. So I guess in federal court, there's a big difference on what federal judge sees a case. Is there a big difference when you judge shop in a divorce?
Sometimes, but you don't know who you're going to get either.
No, but in general, would you say judges in Denver are more liberal than judges in Douglas County?
Yes.
Okay. Does that mean good or bad, depending on your client?
It depends, but there's a time frame. Douglas is very, very slow.
Why?
Very slow. Because of the way they do things. If you file a motion to modify, then the other side, well, the court sets up in about a month, 6 weeks, a status conference. After the status conference, then they order you to mediation. After mediation, then they let you set the hearing.
But why do they have more steps? Are they more thorough, or are they just a pain in the ass?
I don't know. I know that they're very overwhelmed.
Why? You would think Denver would be more overwhelmed.
I'm not sure why.
Denver's way bigger than Douglas County.
Douglas has always been really overwhelmed with. They have a lot of cases where it's just pro se parties, and that can eat.
Who does?
Douglas. Well, Denver would too. I'm just letting you know. My experience is that Douglas County is slower to get things through.
Tom, it may just be the population to judge ratio is higher in Denver than in Douglas. Simple as that.
What does that mean? You mean there are
more judges per 100 people living in a certain area.
And the judges do change around. They're not always the same. Denver changes on a regular basis. Douglas changes. So you've got to look and see who's there currently. There's some really good judges in both of them right now.
Okay. So you don't see and I'm serious now, you don't see judges then doing things politically like, oh, I hate this rich bastard, or this poor woman, or this person married someone of color and that person has to be better. I don't know. Am I out of school? Because I know with criminal justice, they care about what judge they get, and with other things like mask mandates and vaccines, they care about who they get.
Oh, there is a big difference. There'll be maybe judges that don't tend to give a lot of maintenance. In the days where we didn't have like maintenance guidelines, there were definitely judges that didn't like to give out maintenance in certain counties. There are judges who are more generous in other counties.
Do they still do that? Is it still like that?
Not on the maintenance issue so much. On the maintenance issue, we have guidelines now. The judges don't have to go by it, but boy, do they tend to stick close to it. They have to show really good reasons if they're going to deviate from it by very much.
I'm sure this is a silly question, but are all family law, divorce, child custody, is everything a bench trial? There's never a jury?
Never.
No, yeah. Why? Yeah, that's weird. That's a good question, though. Let's talk to Lauren. Hey, Lauren, what's going on with you?
Hi, I'm having some issues with a fence guy in the greater Denver area.
Okay, and what is the issue? Is the issue as simple as you paid money and got nothing?
No, it's not as simple as that. I did pay a few $1,000s for a solar-powered gate to be installed. It was installed. However, since I've had it installed, I've had issues with it, and I'm to the point where the guy will not call me back regarding...
All right, what was your contract? Tell me about your contract with the guy.
Yeah, there really wasn't any formal contract.
That's what I wanted to know. So tell me what the conversation was then, Lauren.
Yeah, so the conversation was, I'm going to pay $3,000 or so, get this gate, and then...
and you did that, you did $3,000 for a gate without any kind of an agreement.
Well, there was an agreement. I guess it's not a formal, I guess it's probably a formal, I did sign something.
Okay. Now, if you look at what you signed, is there something that you signed that's not there? Something on there? that's not there or not operating?
So I'm looking at it right now, and it looks like
you got the gate.
Not operating. Yeah, I have a gate. It
what else?
Opens and closes, except it doesn't close. It doesned close securely like it did when I first got it installed.
Now, is it a powered gate?
Yeah, solar powered gate.
So, but it is powered, and you said it. So, why did you have Did you have a gate before this guy?
I did, but it was only one that you had to like manually push open.
Got it. You're saying now a lot of, just so you know, a lot of powered gates. I've had, I think, 4 of them. They don't close like a regular gate. They don't. Well, some of them do actually, but most of them don't have a hard latch. Do you know what I'm saying? In other words, you can push maybe a person through, a squeeze through. It's a little different than what you're thinking. Is this a gate for cars or for people?
Cars. And I did get someone to come out and look at it, another guy, since this gentleman...
And what did the other guy say? What did the other guy say?
Yeah, the other guy said that this was not built properly, that the gate needs to be fixed by Bo is his name. And
what did he mean? What did he mean it wasn't done properly? Because, you know, a lot of guys mean, well, he didn't do it the way I would have done it. If I do this, I'd tear the whole damn thing out and start over, right? That kind of guy? Or, huh?
No, he wanted to, this is the guy who told me, replacing a 3/8 diameter post and the concrete footings to be appropriate per the size of the gate.
I see.
So based on the wind structure as well as the gate size.
So is there a lot of flex in the gate when it's closed?
There's decent flex, but when windstorms come by, they tend to damage the gate even further.
Is the gate a solid gate or does wind go through it? Solid gates are not a good idea in Colorado. Is it a solid gate?
It's a solid gate, yeah.
Okay. And when a wind comes through, how does it damage it? Does it bend the rods, the piston rods, or what?
It damages it by the arm of the, I guess, operating crank. Normally comes off, and then the one side of the gate flies open.
Okay. So the original guy is who?
Bo Butler.
Bo Butler. And does Bo Butler have a company?
Yeah, he does.
What's the name?
Front Range Fence Company.
Okay. And he will not, did he ghost you completely?
Yeah, I've probably contacted him 6 separate times.
All right, let's try calling him for you. All you want is for him to come back and make it right.
Yeah, that's all I want.
All right.
I don't want to track
What part of town are you in? Like in general, where are you?
Yeah, in Denver, right on the border of Lakewood.
All right. And is this a gate to your driveway?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. I think Deputy Doc, you can call this guy.
I'll call him right now.
We'll call him. Hold on, Lauren. He'll get right with you.
I'll see if I can get a 3-way conversation going. That usually works pretty well.
You know, I know a Denver judge personally. Yeah.
Meaning?
Well, she handled my divorce, and then she was with a firm downtown, and then she became a Denver judge.
Who is it?
Hold on, guys.
Mary Moses.
Hold on.
Oh, I know Mary Moses.
Yeah.
That's TravelShows.com.
Colorado Pain Care does really care about your pain, and I'm living proof. In fact, I should have a parking space over there. Not because they're not effective. I just managed to injure myself now and then. I'm going through something now, and I went there on Monday. I got a same-day appointment, not because of me, but they have same-day appointments available. You know, check them out. If you have pain, get your life back. They have trigger point injections for immediate relief. Then they have longer range plans, and I'm actually doing one to relieve a nerve in my sciatic joint. ColoradoPainCare.com. 303-GOT-PAIN. All right. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan means you'll get a loan with a 2-year interest rate guarantee, so if rates go down, you didn't miss the boat. So you may not want to wait, because if you can save some money, why not do it? Because next time around, it'll be free of charge. So get it done, especially if you're shopping, get a pre-approval. That's like a cash deal. A pre-approval also has that 2-year guarantee. If rates go down, they refinance you. So you go out and find a house they can close within days. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. That's what I say. 303-867-7000. That's 303-867-7000. Renew Home Innovations will get you bathrooms, and make them extraordinary. What do I mean by that? Well, the hallmark of a bathroom is the shower and tub, and you know most of them have that ugly old combination with those ugly old doors or shower curtains, forbid. What you want is a beautiful shower. They can do it, and they can do it in a few days, no supply chain shortages, and they do it at a bargain. Renew Home Innovations for value and beauty, custom showers. They can even make a tub shower combination if you want it, or a big rectangle beautiful shower. 303-904-2000, special pricing right now, 50% off installation labor. Yes, and special discounts in addition to that for seniors and for veterans. 303-904-2000. RenewHomeInnovation.com.
Do roller coaster stock markets make you nervous? With such frequent ups and downs, don't let market volatility derail your retirement. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, Saturday on 630 KHOW. If you're concerned about the markets, call today to schedule a complimentary review of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
It's getting windy out there.
Yeah, it's been so damn windy. I just get so tired of it.
Yeah. I would think that lady was having a problem with her gate. With all the wind we've had this spring, I can see why. Maybe she's having an issue.
That could be, yeah.
Yeah. The days were just crazy.
I remember so much wind.
I know.
No, but it just pisses me off because flying sucks when you got a lot of wind.
Oh, okay.
You know, fun flying that I do.
Yeah.
That's my only recreation. It's not like I have a ton of hobbies. And it just...
Bengal kittens, they're,
I wonder why.
You're not allergic. I don't know. My nephew just got one. He's real allergic, and they let their daughter get one. And
is there hair?
Oh yes, it's not hair. Look up a Bengal kitten. They're gorgeous.
And they're not allergic. They're hypoallergenic.
I'm using a kind that's like surfing on.
Oh, that's what it was.
I've got a wobble board in there that I'm using now.
Hey, kill that. They're not wild.
They're
In your car, at work, and wherever you go.
Yeah, you got to watch that. You can bring it back up. Yeah, you got to watch that trial stuff.
Eccentric. That's the name for Johnny Depp. He's a good actor.
Great actor.
Odd.
Gilbert Grape. Oh my God, was that movie good?
I have never seen that. That's where
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome. Now, Bonnie Shields Law. She does divorces, family law, separations. Does anyone do separations anymore, Bonnie? Does anyone at all do them?
It's pretty rare. I mean, people separate.
I mean, because you do exactly the same as a divorce. I'm talking about a legal separation, not just leaving.
Yeah, legal separations. What I find really odd, Tom, is I will get calls from people who've been separated 18 years and then finally decide to divorce. And sometimes it's really nice in that they just want to each take what they have and move on. And sometimes they realize that they could maybe attach what someone else has been working on, like a retirement plan for years and years.
Yeah, but if you're not married, what are the chances of that really happening if you weren't even together that long?
Well, some of them literally have been together 20 or 30 years. They just never bothered to get the divorce. You got to.
No, they've been separated that long. But I doubt that someone, for example, let's say you separate from someone, you're living apart, you move away, you get a retirement plan 5 years later, and you have it for 20 years. I doubt that original spouse has any kind of right to that. Because it's a court of equity.
Right, but it's still marital property.
Oh, it is technically, but isn't it? But you just said 50-50 is not automatic.
Nope, it's what's fair and equitable. So I think most judges would take that into consideration.
And say, what have you been doing to let you? He hasn't been with you.
No, I'm just saying, if you're out there, people, and you've been not living together for 18 years.
We know some idiots that are separated and never legalized it.
Think about maybe making that legal.
If he wins the lottery, he's SOL.
I got an uncle that has been with the same woman. He got married the first time like at 18 years old, right out of high school. They separated, whatever you want to call it. He is now 78 years old, and he's still married to that woman, but he's lived with another woman that he calls his wife for the last 50 years.
Oh, but he's legally married.
He's legally married to someone he hasn't seen in 60 years.
Wow.
It's like never really I don't think he ever could track her down to serve her. I mean, that's got to happen.
Okay,
right,
I'm going to my...
You can get divorced without that.
Tom, what if that stepmom adopted the child? Well, okay, let's back up. She can't. Okay, this was a case where a guy had a baby with his girlfriend, then later on married another woman. With the other woman, he's having a baby with her now. That baby will be the half-sibling of his original biological child. He wants to make provisions for when he passes away, if he passes away before that child is an adult. He wants his wife to have rights of visitation so the half-siblings can be bonded and remain friends or family. Bonnie said that's extremely hard to do because even if you modified the parenting plan to provide for visitation of the siblings to meet, that stepmom technically has no legal standing, and if he dies,
why couldn't she just adopt him now?
Well, no, because she's got a mom. I mean, although wait a minute, with this gender thing going on, we're gender neutral, and I mean this. People can have two dads and two moms. Why couldn't you have two moms and a dad?
Because the other mom won't agree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've never seen three parents yet.
But what would be wrong with it? What would be wrong with it? You're not asking for polygamy. You're not asking.
It's not polygamy. It's something else. What's that called where they have multiple spouses?
Pansexualism?
No. God, no. Whole show on HBO.
I know. You're talking about.
That's
it. I thought it was polyamory.
It's polygamy when you marry more than one person.
No, this is different than polygamy.
This is all on the up and up.
Well, okay. It's not polygamy because that's illegal. So now what they do is don't get married and they just live together.
That's right.
So they call it poly what? Poly want a cracker because, I mean, what else?
Crack is whack, Tom.
Yeah. Polly want a cracker.
What were you saying? That's not right. What were you judging? Are you being judged?
You know what? Hold on. You want to talk? Okay. We have 14 genders. Okay, fine. And one teacher, honest to God, well, more than 14 genders. I'm sorry. I don't want to be hated. I do not want to be hated for this. But then we literally have a teacher on TikTok literally saying straight up that doctors at birth take a guess at what the child will be.
Well, yeah.
Let me tell you, I've delivered several thousand babies in my life. They've all been either boys or girls.
No, you're wrong.
Oh, man, you're
I'm telling you,
Doc, you're
wrong.
Canceled.
In my experience, before I retired, everyone was either a boy or a girl.
But some of them could have changed in life. And I don't mean, by the way, if someone's going through a transition, I mean this sincerely. I don't mean to make fun of you. Honest to God, I don't. But the point I'm trying to make is this. I got off on this golf topic. I'll bet you that in our lifetime, it will be acceptable to have multiple spouses. Why not?
Geez, how would that work as a divorce?
No, but I'm telling you.
How would you decide one wife gets in another?
I'm going to tell you why. First of all, no one ever dreamed, and I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm not making an opinion here. No one, and we know this, ever dreamed two men or two women could be legally married. We never dreamed of it. Now it's legal.
You're right, 50 years ago.
Okay. And I'm not making a social opinion on this. I'm saying it's a commentary on fact. No one ever thought that would happen. It's happening. Just like interracial marriages never happened way back, they are now. And no one cares. And I also predict no one will care if there's a third and fourth wife or husband. I'm telling you, it's going to happen, and I'll tell you why. Because we are now living in a no-rule society. We don't want rules, not on behavior, okay? We don't mind rules on violence and all that, but we do not want rules on behavior. We don't. We want to be what we want to be, when we want to be it, how we want to be it.
And I'm not so sure I disagree with that, but it does bring up interesting things for family law attorneys like Bonnie. There's nothing that even touches.
To be honest with you, Mark, I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. I can see no reason. Now, I'm not talking morally now. I can see a lot of reasons why, marriages and families need to be nuclear and bonded and loved. But I can see no reason why society is not allowing polygamy. What's the reason? There's usually a background, like with men and women. The reason marriage was man and woman before is because they took it from the Bible. They took it from early cultures. It's not because they thought that's the only way to do it. They didn't know any other way.
I think the stigma.
What I'm saying is a lot of laws come from either come from the Bible or ancient civilizations, and the laws just keep carried on. Another stupid thing about our society is we're not consistent. Right now, if we were to be consistent, there is no logical reason, and I'm not advocating for it, I'm just saying there is no logical reason why polygamy should be a crime.
I think it's the stigma because a lot of people in certain religions took advantage of very young girls, 12, 13.
Well, obviously.
That's why I think it isn't legal right now.
The fundamentalist Mormons believe that a man is supposed to have more than one wife, and they got into trouble.
Well, I'm not going to get into a religious.
No, we're not. No, Mark. Take away the social taboo of minors. I'm not talking about that. Right now, if 3 people want to be, or 4 or 6 want to be legally married, I want to know what legal standing or reason the state would have to oppose it. If it went
the opposite, we don't have laws set up to have it.
Here's what I want to know. If it went before the Supreme Court, I guarantee you they'd win. There's no way that 3 or 4 free-thinking individuals could be struck down when they want to be married. Because if they start getting into who should be married, then you're going to have people arguing, why are 2 men married? Why are 2 women married? Why can't everyone be married to everyone if they want?
I agree with you. We're just not set up for it. Just think of health insurance. I could think of 1,000.
Mark, that was the argument for same-sex marriage. And I said, my belief on marriage, by the way, is just totally nonsense anyway, because I believe marriage has nothing to do with the law. They shouldn't be in marriage, ever. That's what I think, ever. I think there shouldn't be a reason to get a license. There shouldn't be a reason to have a judge or anyone. If you declare yourself married, you want to be, you don't want to be, you don't want to be. And if there's a civil injustice, that's a civil suit. There's no reason for marriage. There's no reason for society to control marriage.
So you're saying if there was an issue and it was like that, instead of getting a divorce and hammering it out in family court, you would simply get divorced just by saying it. And if something was inequitable on one person's side, you take them to court.
Like a partnership.
Like who owns the car?
A partnership agreement, Mark. Just a partner. You could have a domestic partnership law like we have partnership agreements. If you and I form a partnership and we don't work out each and every detail, no. If we don't work out every detail to the contract, it actually goes to the Partnership Act.
Well, of course.
Okay, so there's partnership acts, there's corporation acts, there could be domestic. Is there a domestic act, a domestic partnership act?
Well, yeah, because if
I don't know. Is there
enough?
I don't think there is one. In other words, if a what is the contract in marriage? What is actually the contract in marriage? What is it? We all talk about it being contractual upon dissolution. But what was the contract?
Well, the contract
I never promised you this. You never promised me that.
But it's financial, and it also has.
But there's nothing written. It's the only contractual arrangement that doesn't require a contract. Now, why don't they require a contract? They expect you to live by certain standards. Men can get completely screwed. Women can get completely screwed. And yet, why? Because they did not have a contract. In every other walk of life, we talk about contracts. And that would stand up for polygamy as well. And again, I'm not advocating for it. I am saying that society is sadly inconsistent. Why? I'll tell you why. It all comes down to this. Government was never, ever meant to be in marriage. Never. It has no business in it whatsoever. No business.
What do you mean I'm wrong? The only fucking place you should, as an atheist, the only place marriage is fucking mentioned, the only place is the Bible. Did you know that?
What I'm saying
there is no other writings, ancient writings, talking about husband and wife.
But if there's a civil union, there are laws that obligate responsibilities and obligations.
No, there isn't. Well, there's precedent. There's no law. There's no fucking marriage act.
No. But once you enter into that contract, then family law, all the family law statutes come into play.
There
right?
are no. There are family law statutes as far as calculation of support.
Right.
But it doesn't say who pays it. There is so much left up to a judge. She'll tell you that. There is no consistency. That's why somebody gets screwed and somebody doesn't in every fucking case. Because there's no law. There are no laws regarding divorce as far as the actual what is required in a marital contract. There is none. In every other contract, there's laid out what there's recitals, there's terms and conditions, there's termination language, there's non-compete language. Public insurance adjusters
of Colorado, the people you should call if you have an insurance claim. Don't ever think that your insurance company is going to treat you fairly. I know that public adjusters work for you, and that public insurance adjusters of Colorado with stellar reviews will look over your insurance claim no matter what it is, from a roof to a broken pipe to whatever happened to your property. They'll look at your claim free of charge. In fact, even if a claim was recently closed, they'll look at that claim to make sure you weren't screwed. If they decide you should reopen that case and they can help you, or they can help you with a claim, they'll get you way more money than you can ever get on your own. They fight insurance companies for you. 720-715-0000. Yes, an unusual number. 720-715-0000. The website, easy to remember. CO, that stands for Colorado, COClaims.com. Rocky Mountain IVMedics.com. I just had them on Monday. I have them about every 3 weeks. I love getting IV treatments for hydration, vitamin deficiencies, And sometimes I get a little extra stuff, like my back went out, so I got some glutathione, and I got some magnesium as a muscle relaxer, and I got some Toradol. You can get NAD, which is a cellular rejuvenation, whatever it is you want, or to get over the flu. It'll help you. It's a common therapy. RockyMountainIVMedics.com. Get in on it for no more than it would cost going to an IV bar, but they do it in your home or your office or wherever you want to meet. RockyMountainIVMedics.com. Call or text for same-day appointments, 720-987-2155. 720-987-2155.
What's done more to improve overall?
So what would the non-compete clause look like?
Well, there wouldn't be, but I'm saying contracts have elements.
Right.
The marital contract has no element. Unless you do a prenup, I mean, you know, those are people.
There isn't a contract.
There is no contract, yet it's called a contractual relationship, and the divorce court treats it as a contractual relationship, and they expect a wife to say, oh yeah, I helped put him through medical school, and now he owes me this, where the husband never agreed to it. Okay, she said, but then the judge says, well, that's marital. Well, they're taking it out of the fucking sky.
No, I think what it is
it's just amazing.
When you consent to marriage, you just consent to all of the rules that are already in place.
But there are no rules in place. I can cheat on you if I want. You can cheat on me.
No, I'm talking about the laws. The laws on property. You're basically consenting to all.
There are no laws. There are precedents on property.
No, there's laws on the property.
Okay, give me a law. Give me a marital law that says if you're married this long, you get this much.
Oh, well, there's the guidelines for maintenance say that.
But
and there's guidelines for child support.
They're guidelines. They're the judge.
No, those are just guidelines. But there's laws on how you divide up property. On anything that's accumulated after the divorce is now marital. That's in there.
But marital's not defined. A company's not. What is marital? Does it mean 50-50? Does it mean 60-40? Does it mean, what does it mean? What does marital mean?
It just means that it's marital.
Okay, can you imagine if a company had a contract like that? Well, it's company property.
No, I agree with you, but I just like to see what the laws would look
there
like.
really should be, and I'm serious, there should be laws concerning the union, and there are none. Then you would have no discussion about male and female. You would have no discussion about anything except, did you follow the contract or not?
Well, Tom, when it comes to maintenance and child support, gender is not considered. It's income. Isn't that right, Bonnie? I mean, gender is not an issue. It's the income.
I never said gender was an issue.
No.
But what I'm saying is that the government tried to get it involved in marriage, but didn't really get involved the right way. It's hazy.
No, but when you get married, you agree to abide by the precedent. If there's no law, you agree to abide by the precedences that have been set. If there's a dissolution of the union.
That's not true. We disagree with those precedents every fucking day. That's why she's in court. If all we had to do was go by precedent, what about precedent that says this guy makes all this money and he has to pay this much, yet the guy across the street making the same fucking amount paid less? It's not. Precedent is argued every day.
No, but you agree to allow a judge to make that decision.
That's right.
Married.
After the fact. Now, would you sign a fucking contract with me to do business saying we're not going to have any terms and conditions, it's going to be hazy, but we'll decide if we have a problem? Come on. That's what we're doing with marriage. We're saying we're going to get married and we're going to throw ourselves at a fucking judge in the future to decide our fate.
Are you saying there should be an actual contract with?
Yes,
with
every
rules.
marriage.
Here's how it's going to go.
And it should be civil, and the government should have nothing to do with it. Well, it should not be licensed. It should be nothing.
I don't think you could do that with the kiddos. The money stuff, yeah. With the kiddos?
Why?
How could you do that with the kids? If we have children someday and we divorce, we will split the 50-50.
Parents do what the fuck they want with kids now. They can decide their gender. Why can't they decide what they're going to do with them when they get divorced?
Well, no, because of what they can't decide, that's where
that would be a civil action.
Right. I agree with you.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Listen, I don't want you to think I'm an extreme nut, either conservative or liberal. I'm neither. I'm a libertarian, meaning I want the government out of everything except certain things. And I am just saying, in marriage, they have no business being in marriage. You know what's funny? We are so hell-bent on keeping religion out of our society. We are so hell-bent on it. Yet the only place that a union of man and woman in marriage is mentioned is in the Bible. So when people ask me, Do you believe in same-sex marriages? I say no. I don't believe in man-woman marriage either, as far as the law goes. I don't believe the law should dictate anything to do with who I marry, when I marry, except for minors, and in other words, just of legal age. But I'm saying, why should the law be involved? Why should it be involved in a marriage at all? Why do they require a license? Who heard of such a stupid thing? Why should they? And who says, as crazy as this notion sounds, why did they get to say you can't marry two people? For years, they tried to tell you could marry same sex. Now you can. You see, here's the problem. They tried to take what was a biblical institution and make it civil. And they bastardized it. I'm not telling you the only union should be the one in the Bible. I'm not saying that. But if you want to copy that one, then you got to copy it. Or just don't copy it and just do anything you want. But there should be laws. There's a partnership act that tells partners how to act in the absence of details in their own agreement. There's corporate law. The only thing we have in marriage is this. We are saying in marriage that we are going to abide by this hazy marital contract, which is not written anywhere. This is the exception of prenups, by the way. This contract is not written anywhere. None at all. But we're going to abide by it. And the only way we're going to know the terms and conditions is if we get divorced. And then we're going to allow a judge, doesn't matter if he's a marital expert, he's a judge or she's a judge. Doesn't matter if they're even married. They're going to tell us how to dissolve our marriage. Why? Why is that? The courts don't tell people how to divide corporations. Corporate agreements do. The only time something ends up before a judge is if there is a dispute. In a marriage, every case ends up before a judge. In a corporate dissolution, it doesn't. In a partnership dissolution, it doesn't. The only time you go before a judge is for a conflict. They've set up marriages, so every single time you want to dissolve, you must go before a judge. Think about that racket. Why? Why should you have to? If you two can agree, why do you ever have to go before a judge? Why do you even need an attorney? I'm talking about this should be a civil matter. It should not be a government matter. It should not be dictated by our government who marries, when they marry, where they marry, and the terms and conditions. But it is. It's ridiculous. Now, if you tell me, well, that's because of children, well, the government doesn't control what you do with your children right now, except you can't hurt them, of course. But you can sure as hell do anything else you want. You can raise a little boy as a little girl as a little boy, or you can raise them as anything you want. You can call them unicorns. I don't care. But the government's not going to tell you can't. And then there's education requirements and certain things. But what I'm saying is it's not for the children. The marriage institution controlled by the government is not because of children. Michelle, you have a home foreclosure. Are you being foreclosed on right now?
No, actually what happened is I was foreclosed on in 2012.
Yes.
And in 2006, Wells Fargo sold my loan to the stock market to U.S. Bank National Association.
Wait, did they sell it? Hold on. Just wait. Did they sell it before you were foreclosed on?
Yeah, they sold it to the stock market.
Wait, hold on. They don't sell it to the stock market, okay? But I know what you're saying, okay? Someone else picked up your loan. So Michelle, when did you take out this original loan?
I took it out in 1997.
Okay, hold on. Original loan was in 1987. 97.
1997.
Okay, and then when was it sold?
I refinanced it in 2006.
Okay, you refied in 2006. Then what happened? Give me the chronology. Then what happened?
Okay. Then it was still with the same lender and the same loan originator.
Then what?
The same
Then what?
Everything.
Then what?
Then
Hold on, and tell me your story. Hold on.
I don't know. I got to find out where this is going.
No. I don't like these people owning it.
Sponsored by Audible.
Have you ever had a mortgage that wasn't resold?
Never.
Me neither. Have you
It's usually sold in 90 days.
Yeah.
So if there's a servicer involved,
You know, people,
doesn't matter.
You know, especially people, agnostic and atheists hate this when I say the only reason we have marriage in this society is because they found it in the Bible. There's no other place ever, no society ever fucking mentions marriage. American Indians.
It's like a pinky swear.
When we came to America, there was no marriage. The American Indians weren't married. Aborigines aren't married. No one's married. No one. They mate. There's no marriage. And then sometimes they don't mate. No, there's the only institution of marriage is in the Bible.
No, what I'm saying is they have to mate.
SheridanAutotech.com.
Sheridan Auto Tech is the place to take your car for all kinds of repairs. And why do I say all kinds of repairs? Because they have it all. Like they have electrical repairs, a whole division for that. They have major and minor maintenance and repairs, 303-455-7242. 2 locations, Lakewood and Aurora. They have longevity. They have knowledge, experience, value, convenience, everything you want at SheridanAutotech.com, and Uncle Kevin treats his customers like family. Be part of that family at 303-455-7242. Speaking of a family-like atmosphere, I wouldn't quite put it that way, but with John Fuller and Fuller Law, they know your name. It's like the cheer song where everybody knows your name. You're not just a number at Fuller. You see, these big firms take on hundreds and hundreds of cases and then devote their time to the cream of the crop. John Fuller takes on a few cases and works them all. If he takes your case, it's not because you're one of hundreds. It's because you're one of one. 303-597-4500. myaccidentlawyer.co.
The final deadline in the children's...
Tom, I'll be leaving in a couple minutes. I gotta pick someone up.
We've had spirited discussions today.
Don't put me out of business.
That's what I was thinking.
That's okay.
I'm waiting for John Fuller to come in. We don't need personal injury attorneys.
Tom, what atheists and agnostics have to do with marriage?
Because they believe in the institution of marriage. Every one of them, to the T. They go to court to fight it. They don't. And why are they believing in a religious institution? Because it was taken right out of the Bible and put in society. That's where it was taken from. It wasn't taken from anywhere else.
I know.
Okay, why?
But what I'm saying, I don't think it has to do with whether you're religious or not. Marriage has become a secular
It comes
issue.
from the Word of God.
Right, I agree with you.
Okay, why? Why?
I don't know.
Why?
But
why are they believing in that? Why are they saying, yeah, that's the way it should be? In fact, some go so far as to say that's the only way it should be, is the way it's defined there. I say, don't even take it from the Bible. Just have people do what they want.
I know what you're saying.
If people want to live by the Bible, live by the Bible. I mean, but you don't have to. You know, I mean, it's so easy. In fact, I said this before. You didn't hear this. Why do people gather demographic information on your sex? Why? The census has no fucking business. Why do they care? How many men and women? Why do they care? Why do I have to put down on my airline ticket if I'm a man or a woman? What
They don't anymore.
You sure as hell do.
I thought they did.
Every fucking airline ticket asks you. Every ticket.
I thought they changed that so you could put an X on it.
Well, okay, but why put a fucking X? How about nothing? You know, I was talking about airline tickets or passports. Why does it matter if I have an ID and I'm me? What does it matter what I have?
I agree 100%.
Okay, but every fucking application in the world asks.
Well, I'm gonna start going by the wayside.
They should never ask. They should never ask ethnicity. They should never ask anything. I'm a person. That's what I am. Fuck you as to where I came from, and fuck you as to what if I have genitals or not. I'm serious. What do you care?
Well, if you're looking at dating that person, you might have a few questions.
Well, okay, dating apps, you would want it. You'd want it for medical. You need it for a doctor, right? They want to know, what am I dealing with biologically? But other than that, truly, really, I mean, I've seen sex ass on so many applications, and I think, what the fuck do you care? If it's not medical, why do they care? Like a pilot's license, why do they care when I go to an FAA? Why do they care about them? What do they care?
Why do you think they care?
Because it used to be just the way it was.
Yeah, I don't think they care. I think they haven't bothered updating anything because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, here's how they update it. They add an X, but they're still asking.
We deliver with advanced technology.
They're still fucking asking.
Because most people don't want to answer X.
Million addresses across the country. We're delivering.
I mean, either you're going to put all 36 genders or
I bet you always pick out yours.
Future makers.
Like when you're booking a flight and ask Mr. or Mrs., I bet you do it right, don't you?
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, because they
do have the option
they will
for
not
X.
For you.
No, do they on airline tickets? I didn't see that.
Frontier does.
Learn more at USPS.com/deliver.
It's just such an archaic question. Like area code. Who the fuck
Maybe
cares?
it's purely for identity, though.
Right,
So when you show up, they want to
Area
make
codes are
sure
ridiculous.
you look like you're
They have fucking 10-digit numbers. Area codes get us in trouble because it limits the combinations of numbers for an area. And then have to add area codes. Why? What good is an area code? What difference does it make what my number has? They're ludicrous. In the old days, they had a reason. Area codes had a reason because the phone company had to have certain wiring and certain distribution. But now you have cell phones, you have portable phones, you have IP phones. What the fuck do we have? If you want to truly take advantage of the 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers, then you should allow. It doesn't matter what fucking area you are. Google does it. It doesn't matter. But they still have area codes to this day.
You also used to know where someone lived based upon their prefix.
Yes,
that
you
was
did.
really kind of nice, you know. Now they got an Arizona number, but they
live next door to you.
Colorado, yeah.
There's just so many bits of control the government used to have that they should just let loose.
I will also not interrupt
your home and save 10% on better more people.
Okay,
take care, buddy.
Let me make sure I say goodbye here. And then you're gone. I'll give out your number.
Your neighborhood Pete store since 1899.
Later, Gator.
Tom Martino here. We're saying goodbye to Bonnie Shields. BonnieShieldsLaw.com. 303-798-1927. Okay, where is our caller, Michelle? Suze, there she goes. So, Michelle, I'm very interested in your call because it sounds interesting. Now, you took out a loan in 97. You refied in 2006 with the same lender. Give me the next step.
Yes.
What was the next step?
Okay. So then in 2009, I got diagnosed with cancer. So I asked to get a loan modification while I was doing treatment and off of work.
Did you get one?
And they said, I did. And I paid my 4 payments perfectly, and I did it through Western Union just to cover my butt. And so when I called them to get the paperwork, you know, for my loan modification, because you have to pay it first.
When did you? Okay, said, hold on. I'm going to come back to you. Don't hang up. Don't hang up, Michelle. I fear something here when it comes to loan modifications, and I call it the great loan modification ripoff, and we'll explain it coming up. So many people were stung by it. I'll explain it coming up. I'm Tom Martino. Stick around.
I'm so glad you swiped right on me.
How could I resist? You're so cute. And you said you love triple J.
I love having spirited discussions because it's just like I'm more radical than anybody. I think people should be a fucking barnyard animal if they want to be.
This guy has like a 20-year axe to grind with you.
Okay.
And it's no, he's not on. He's going to call back next week. Do you remember Wheat Ridge Dairy and Bakery?
Not at all.
They got some sort of, back in the 90s, they got some sort of health review. You went up up there, never went in the store. Basically, he was saying, you're the reason they closed down. It just was a weird
It was
one.
on Channel 4. I did Food for Thought.
Yeah, it was. So, would you remember that?
No.
I mean,
but
I said,
remember,
are you saying
I
that
was-
Tom's the reason your company shut down? And it's just weird, Tom. Someone calling with a 20-year act.
See, what I did is I would go out and I would take restaurant scores from each county from the inspections and take the ones with the most critical items. And then I'd stand out in front and say, so-and-so says this. But if he said, I didn't come in the store to be friendly, I don't come in the store because the health department does that. What I do, however, is quote whatever comment they gave me. There's no way that I would go on, because Channel 4 wouldn't let me, without a quote, and that quote could be no comment. So I don't know what it was.
Yeah. It was just a weird one.
Get him on.
Stewing for 20 years.
Why does he want to come on now?
He was taking his grandkids to Jurassic Park or something.
So what made
So
him
he's
come out
going
of
to
the
call back
woodwork?
next week.
What made him come out of the woodwork 20 years
I have no idea. That's what was weird about it. Like, he's been stewing for 20
Hey,
years.
set something up with Bonnie for a comedy show or something.
Did she just leave for the...
Yeah, she's gone.
She's gone. Oh, okay.
Is Bonnie's husband fun?
He's a really nice
We
guy.
enjoy their company.
We enjoy him a lot.
We like seeing shows with him.
JD's a cool guy.
So let me ask you a question, Bob.
Yes, sir.
Lawmakers in the Florida House have
Do
given
you
final
think
passage of legislation to
Bonnie's
restrict the law
physical
to be
appearance
transparent
has
available
anything to
news
do
of its
with
self-governing
people
prison
accepting her
area.
as
The
being
governor is driving the
extremely competent?
Hold on.
Disney
Are we on?
Florida's so-called "Don't Say Gay" bill. This is ABC
Hold on.
News.
Just the fact.
Be prepared for sticker shock. The starting price, $120,000. Deirdre Bolton, ABC News.
What was 120,000?
I missed it.
A mid-mod desk chair to rejuvenate my ho-hum workspace.
Staples has you covered. A gaming chair for a serious competitor.
A super stylish desk that will save me space and money.
Staples has you covered with remote workspace products and design tips curated by Jasmine Roth and Staples Work From Home Style Squad. Now save up to $100 on select chairs. Explore solutions for your remote workspace at Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 4/30. Limit 2 in-store only.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the world is throwing everything it has at you, and to succeed, you need someone to guide you through. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice to help you navigate whatever challenges you're up against and get you safely to where you want to be.
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, BMW electric, 120 grand.
Simpler experience with Windows.
That can't be like the little thing that Rob VIP got.
K-How News Time.
He said he got it because it was cheap.
Multiple fires on Wednesday. The fire in the southern Colorado.
They definitely make a cheap one.
Out of control, and firefighters responded. Several homes were destroyed. Police Chief George Dingfelder says fighting the fire was a challenge.
That one's crazy. A 7-seat electric.
The winds and stuff were so strong. The fire just under 20 acres in size. No injuries were reported. In Boulder County, there was a 52-acre grass fire near Table Mountain Wednesday afternoon. Nearby properties were evacuated. No structures were lost, and there were no injuries. And a fire in Morgan County burned between 50 and 100 acres, according to the Brush Volunteer.
I'm starting by having
it is 100%.
888 on your
Douglas County Sheriff's Office says 3 teams will likely face charges in connection with a Franktown.
Yeah, you said something about that. Yeah.
$400,000 in damages. They apparently targeted homes that were under construction or
maybe it's
vacant
time for a
in the
third one.
Fox Hill Court and Morning Run.
It's almost like,
areas.
it's not, I'm not taking I am very distressed more than you.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Walmart.
These last months were just
Hazard to report an object on the roadway northbound I-25 after Colfax.
So you're saying there might be a reason, and you're right. There might be a reason. I know it's not. I know he doesn't.
Diagonal Highway westbound at Highway 52, it's road construction that has the left lane closed, slowing traffic back to Niwot Road. The traffic looking good on C-470 along the foothills and through Highlands Ranch, and no problems on 225 or I-70. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Sunny and breezy today, a high of 82, and then for tomorrow, some clouds move in with a high around 83. Currently, it's 74.
You know, it's actually a gorgeous car, but there's like no specs on it. It doesn't say battery. It doesn't say shit.
Which car is this, Mom?
This is a VinFast.
Mark, are you loving your car?
Oh, love it.
Are you finding out new shit every day?
What will the next recession look like?
I do like it. I like it a lot, actually. I still like kind of my sedan.
That's Kurt with a K, C-A-M.
But she loves it. It's her car.
What is Daphne calling about Claims Pro? What is going on with Claims Pro?
I don't even understand.
We have to call Peter after the show to talk to him about what happened to his page. He wants documentation that a change was made on 3/22/22. That is the data. That's the date that showed I changed his URL back to what it should be. I told him I could do nothing without your okay, and he got upset. I reminded him, you are the boss, and I would never overstep that boundary. I've asked Marcus and Dan if they remember making any changes. She's just confused because Mark, he claims he asked for a change on his referral list, and I'm sorry for this happening. So let's just get on the same page. What is she talking about?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'm just going to ask her because she's saying
all I could understand from her yesterday is he got hacked. His website got hacked or something.
Click the microphone to record your message. Talk back to Denver's Talk Station now.
I don't communicate very well with her.
Well, yeah, but it's $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword.
I'm not calling him and getting into a long conversation. I just want to know what do we have to do to make it right, period. I don't want to piss him off. He's a good guy. You need a passion you don't have to lose. Come running just as fast as you can. Troubleshooter's gonna help.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino on 630 KNOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by Garage Magic. Get your garage floors done with a beautiful system that'll last forever almost. Well, I say it's a lifetime guarantee. GarageMagic.com. If you're looking for garage coatings or pool decks, swimming pool decks, sidewalks, aprons, entryways, they'll coat your concrete with a lifetime guarantee with employees that are bonded and insured and sent to you, highly trained. 720-600-HOME. 720-600-HOME, GarageMagic.com. Welcome, I'm Tom. Let's talk. This is a very odd situation. I want to go to Michelle and talk. I don't mean odd. I just mean I don't know where it's going. So let's hear this. And it's interesting because she's giving us a chronology, so I want to understand it. She said she got her original loan in 1997, and then she refined it in 2006. And then in 2009, she got a loan modification because she was in trouble. And Michelle, I just need, and I know you want to tell me a lot, and I'm going to let you, but I just need to know a few things first. How long did you request this loan modification, or how long was it offered to you? Like, was it a 1-year modification, a 2-year, or what?
No, it was just a 4-month modification.
And what did that mean? What did that look like? A 4-month modification, meaning that you didn't have to pay for 4 months, or you paid a different amount for 4? What did it mean?
Just to catch up for 1 month, so I pay extra for 4 months to pay 1 month.
Okay, got you. So you only asked for 4 months to make up for 1 month.
Yes.
Okay, and did you do that?
I paid it. Yes, I did. I paid it through Western Union, so I would have extra documentation.
How much extra? So you paid a little extra every month for 4 months to make up for a missed payment?
Yes, because I was in the hospital.
Okay, I got it. Right. The excuses, the reasons don't matter. Okay, so you were in the hospital, but you did this. So then at the end of 4 months, you had made 5 months of payments. The one you missed plus those 4 months.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so then what? Now then go to your next step. What else happened?
Yeah. Then they're supposed to send me paperwork saying, "Great job, you did your loan modification. Now we basically sign a paper and you begin your regular payments."
Yes.
I called them and they said, "Oh, no, you missed your last 2 payments." And I said, "I did not miss those last 2 payments. I've got proof. Let me send it to you." I send it to them and they're like, "Oh, it looks like somebody transposed on our end the last 2 digits of your loan. So we got to figure this out because we already foreclosed on your home and sold your loan."
Okay, hold on, Michelle. You can't keep going when you tell me something like this because you're saying something that doesn't make sense, okay? Either they foreclose on your home and sell your home, or they foreclose on your, or they sell your loan. You don't foreclose on a house and then sell the loan.
Right. They said they had foreclosed on it.
So they sold your home then.
Right. But in theory, going back and looking at it, they had already sold it in a bundle in 2006.
Michelle, you're again making no sense. You're speaking of 2 different sales. Either the sale of your loan or the sale of your home. Are you in that home right now?
No, I was actually evicted. I called the Attorney General.
Okay, I don't need to know this. I need to know this. When were you evicted?
In 2012.
Okay, so you lived there for a couple years fighting, and then during that time you lived there from 2009, from the end of your modification to 2012, were you making payments?
Yes, I filed a Chapter 13 to protect myself.
Okay.
And made payments. Made payments for 3 years. Perfect.
Okay, got it. Now listen, you're making a lot of sense except for one thing. Your home, you said they sold your loan. They didn't foreclose on your house because you were in a 13. So they did not foreclose. They threatened to foreclose, but they didn't actually foreclose. Because had they foreclosed, you would have lost your home.
Well, here's the thing. In MERS, they sold it in 2006 to U.S. Bank National Association.
Oh, I get it. Okay, so I get it. When you refied in 2006, they sold your loan.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, Michelle. They're allowed to do that.
Oh, no. No, what they did, though, was illegal because in MERS, they robo-signed,
Michelle, they were allowed to sell your loan at any time. They did nothing wrong.
Well, okay.
It did not. Michelle, I'm trying to get you to the real issue so we can try to help you. Let me explain something to you.
All right. Okay.
You do not have to approve them selling your loan. They can sell your loan anytime they want. We got to get to the real issue, okay? The real issue is this. Here's what happened to you, and you don't even know it. During that 4-month period where you were paying a little extra to make up for that payment, they were not counting that toward the missed payment.
Right, because somebody made an error.
Well, here's what they were doing. They may have told you they made an error, but here's what they were telling you. Unless you had a loan modification in writing that you signed, you had no loan modification. Instead, what you had was someone who said, yeah, we'll work with you, and they lied to you. And unless you can produce a loan modification agreement signed by you and the lender, you did not have one. So here's what happened. The payment that you missed, when you made your next payment, they counted it toward that payment, which made you late for another payment. And then when you made the second payment in your 4-month so-called modification, that also was marked late because it went to the previous payment. And then when you were at the end of 4 months, you were shown late on 5 months of payments. You were not golden like you think. So after being late, on 5 months of payments, they foreclosed on your house. You filed a Chapter 13 to delay it. And when did they took the house in 2012?
Right.
Okay. So what happened legally sounds correct. Because here's why, okay? You did not have a written loan modification, but you're not the only one that got ripped off like this. There were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who were lied to, told they had loan modifications, and at the end of the loan mod period, they got foreclosed on. You're not the only one. The only reason you were able to delay it is because of your Chapter 13. But you are a victim just like many people were. But here's the bad news. Had you called us back then, we could have done something, but every statute of limitations known to man has expired. It's 10 years.
Right.
So even if, and I believe you, even if everything you say is true, and it is, I believe you. I believe they lied to you about the mod and let you believe you had one. I believe that it was foreclosed on and it shouldn't have been. I believe everything you're saying, but it was foreclosed on, and it's too late to do anything. It's 10 years later. What were you hoping to accomplish now?
Well, I talked to New York, and I actually purchased my Lehman Brothers bankruptcy.
What are you talking about, Michelle? What do you mean you talked to New York? The city? The state? What do you mean?
No.
Who did you talk to?
Attorneys. I talked to the attorney.
What attorney?
For the Lehman bankruptcy.
Okay, hold on. When Lehman, you're saying when they filed a bankruptcy, you talked to the attorney for them?
Yes, and they had my house in a bundle.
Yeah.
That was purchased in 2006.
Yeah.
For a Sasco Trust.
No, your house was not purchased in 2006. You keep saying that. Your loan was purchased in 2006.
Okay, well, I actually was able to obtain my title and got my title out of that bankruptcy, which was fraudulent in 2006.
Okay, hold on. What do you mean you got your title, Michelle? Are you telling me that the trustee released your title, which, by the way, was being held as collateral for the loan? They actually gave you the title and released the lien?
It was a non-collateral title.
Okay.
There was no collateral.
Okay. Michelle?
And so I was able,
Did you get your house back then, if you had the title?
I have the title, and unfortunately, the judge in Larimer County won't see my case.
Michelle, we're done. Michelle, see, let me explain something to you. You so misunderstand what is going on that it's very difficult for me to explain to you why they're not taking your case. That title you got was a copy of your title. It was not the original. It was not signed over to you. The lien was not released. It was a property of bankruptcy. That's why in 2009, when you did that modification, you were talking to a lender and they foreclosed on you. You think you have a case and you don't. Besides, it was this case from 2006 was long. I mean, what do you expect to do right now?
Okay. Well, I guess the biggest thing is I do title. I'm actually a title securitization auditor.
Oh, my God. God help us all if you are actually in the title business and you don't understand. Michelle, call a real estate attorney. Call OLS Law. OLS Law. It's .com.
Okay.
It's Brad. Please call him. He's a real estate attorney. Honest to God, call him and pay for a consultation. Even if everything you say is true and fraud happened, it is more than 12 years later. 2006 to 16 is 10 years. And then add to that another 5 years. It's 15 years ago. There's nothing you can do about it. But I don't think it was fraud. I think you misunderstand the process so immensely that you don't even know where you're wrong. And I don't have time to explain it to you without my audience killing themselves.
Do you understand what she said? She's thinking because some fucking loan was sold and the company went bankrupt, that somehow she's not going to get, she doesn't have to pay her loan.
She gets a free house. That, by the way, has been foreclosed and sold.
Oh shit! If you're looking for floor coverings, you don't have to look any further
than Simply Floors Inc.com. That's INC. That's the website where you make your own appointment with one of the design consultants provided by Simply Floors. Those design consultants will help you choose a floor and to incorporate it into your design. That's free of charge. They also have the best installers in the business and the best owners. Buddy and Karen Mitchell, they're part of a buying group that gets you the best pricing as well. That's simplyfloorsinc.com. Man, they're good people and a great process you will love. Better pricing, better financing, better installers, design consultants, simplyfloorsinc.com. If you're looking to retirement, there's a few things you want to do. First, you want to make sure you have income. So look at this website, mymoneymyway.com. A couple cool approaches to income. One is an annuity you can buy with a monthly payment when you're earlier in life, or later in life with a lump sum, or a combination of the two, and it'll generate income for you. Good annuities are good at providing income. Bad annuities aren't. And I trust Joe and Jordan Keano at mymoneymyway.com to tell you the truth. mymoneymyway.com. And speaking of retirement, another thing you want is an estate plan. And that's where BlakeHarrisLaw.com comes in. He'll help you with an estate plan. He'll answer your questions free of charge. Ask him about a will, or ask him about a beneficiary's deed, or maybe a payable on death certificate. In fact, some of those things make it so you never have to see probate. And then others, you might want to go through for a probate. Whatever it is, he can answer your questions. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Just call and ask. Then when you decide to hire him, there's no obligation. Then what he'll do is quote you flat rates for what he needs to do for you. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Sharing the excitement of the NFL season at the official 2022 Denver Broncos.
Yeah, this lady was so confused.
Oh my
She has
God!
no idea.
She even said it was a non-collateral deed. They just gave her a fucking copy of her deed.
The newest stars to the NFL. Special guests include Broncos.
I really do feel bad for her.
Cheerleaders and Miles the mascot. Must be 21 or older. No tickets are
Well, why is she calling now?
Visit denverbroncos.com/draft party for more.
Yeah, that's the real question.
Selling your home and getting paid twice? How's that even possible? To sell your home and get paid twice? You can with Orchard. It's simple. Orchard makes you a solid cash offer on your home. If you agree,
hit TMZ.com.
Orchard handles everything from there.
What's going on? Is that the Johnny Depp?
No, fuck that.
What's going on? TMZ?
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Hit TMZ and watch this video. Top one. Play it.
Oh, if I want to hear it, I want to hear it. We can't hear it on there because it'll be on the air.
It just played. It's self-evident, man. All you hear is fists of fury.
Turn off my sound on the computer. I want to play this.
Mike Tyson.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. We're watching Mike Tyson video beating a man up on a plane, but the man was antagonizing him. And then I think they set him up because then you see the guy like with a pouty lip pointing to the cut on his forehead. It was a setup, and Tyson fell for it, man. Tyson, that's like a bull, a raging bull.
That's the next millionaire, regardless if the guy antagonized him or not. He's got to have. I like Tyson.
Oh no, there's a civil suit for damn sure. Oh my God.
See you guys tomorrow.
Okay.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Mark yelled at me, so I have to leave early.
Deputy Doc is cutting out early. What's Felicia on?
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I'm sorry, anything? What's Felicia on? Okay, I'll just take her. Hey, Felicia, what's going on?
Hey, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing good. What are you doing?
Tried to figure my whole situation out. So I was told that you could help me.
Okay, let's talk about it. Now, does it have to do with Sears?
Yes.
What's going on?
It has to do with Sears.
What's going on?
So I had a dishwasher that went out.
Yeah.
And I contacted Choice Home Warranty. That's who handles my, home warranty claims. They had contracted Sears.
Okay.
So when Sears contractors came out, they had left the draining tube out of my dishwasher. Like they pulled it out, which I don't even know why they would do that, because it was the motor that went out.
So your Sears, the Sears tech left the drain out, left the drain thing out.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
Are they admitting to that? Are they admitting to that, Felicia?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
so are they going to pay? Are they going to pay for the damages?
Well, they have me in talking with their insurance people, but they are ignoring my emails, ignoring my texts, ignoring my calls. They told me exactly what I needed to do. I did it. Now they're claiming they're not receiving those emails, which I have records of it.
Yeah, they're jerking you around. Now. We're going to have to put somebody on the case. It sounds like they're jerking you around. Who did you talk to specifically? The warranty people, Sears, or who? Who were you actually, like, who's your warranty?
Sears,
who's your warranty company?
I've called corporate.
No.
Sedgwick.
Felicia, who's your warranty company? Sedgwick?
Well,
I think they handle the claim.
No, that handles their claim.
What's the name of your home warranty company?
Choice.
What is it?
Choice, but warranty? Sedgwick is the one that.
Okay, got it.
With the public.
So Choice Home Warranty contracts with Sears Techs, right?
Yes.
I got it. But Choice would be responsible to you. So would the tech. Who are you trying to talk to? You said a company called Sedgwick?
Yeah, because they handle the claims for Sears. So when I talked to Choice Home Warranty, they said that it's on Sears. It's on Sears because it was their contractor who did the damage.
Yeah, but they shouldn't. But they should help you, for goodness sakes.
We have an angel there, at least I assume.
For Sears?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? We can contact Sears, but I don't like what Choice is telling you. They're the ones that contract with them. Ultimately, they're going to be responsible. How much damage do you have?
I have pure wood oak floors from my kitchen to my bathroom that was destroyed.
Oh, no.
My carpet in my basement, my ceiling, and my kitchen cabinet.
Why don't you turn this into your homeowners?
All right,
because I didn't want to have to pay more.
I don't blame you. You don't want to pay you don't want to pay a deductible, do you?
Yeah, but they'll subrogate.
No, I didn't do anything.
I know,
Yeah.
but
this is what homeowners is for. Come on.
That's what actually it is. But I think first we should do this. And Suze, did you remember what I said about this? Hold on. You know what that means? Is he still listening?
And they're off. Smarty Marty, of course he is.
Smarty Marty, I want him to get on a three-way call here and take care of this. Now, Felicia, basically, let me get this straight. Choice is the home warranty. Sedgwick is the claims for Sears, and Sears contracts with Choice. And when you tried to get on the phone, they said, "Bye, Felicia." You know,
They said call Sears, get a hold of Sears. Here's the number, call them.
Okay.
They handle these insurance claims.
all right, hold on. So let's give it to Smarty Marty and see what happens. I think we can make some noise for you. Hold on.
This is Denver's top station.
That's a lot of fucking damage.
Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30.
That went through her oak floors and drenched her carpet in her face.
Mark, when you do Kings and O'Brien, I gotta leave that. Yeah. Okay, so Garage Kings, your guy, and O'Brien. Thank you. Thank you.
Still in the cleanup stage to the I-70 interchange, and a crash just reported on eastbound 6 between Washington and Sheridan, jamming things through there. No other big problems on the highway drive around town, just some volume going in the usual spot. I-25 and I-70 both looking problem-free. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, plenty of sunshine this afternoon, a high in the low 80s, with cool off to the upper 40s overnight tonight. A mix of clouds and sun tomorrow for your Friday, and windy with high again in the low 80s. It's 73 in Denver with your impact traffic and weather. I'm Janelle Rose, 630 KHOW.
Springfest is on at Lowe's. Right now, get premium mulch for their new low price of $2.98 a bag. Lowe's, home to any possibility. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Valid 4/21/22 through 4/27/22. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
You know, customer service is so important. But if you listen to the show, you know the other thing important to me is that good warranty, that good guarantee, that good company, the good service. But you know what I'm leaving out, the good price. I have to have the best price. That's where I shop around. When I wanted to get my garage floors done, and by the way, these guys, Garage Kings, they come out and they prep the floor like you wouldn't believe. They clean, they etch it, they do everything needed. Then they apply virtually any color in a flake, and now our entire garage is oil-proof, gas-proof. It's everything proof. I can take my hose out and basically spray it, and my garage looks brand new every time. And they guarantee the lowest price out there. They're the only ones that I know of that have, listen to this, a lifetime warranty on not only the materials, but their labor. If you have any problems with the floor ever, they'll come out and actually redo it for you. And if you have a patio that's cracked up, doesn't look good, that's what I did to our patio outside. After they did the garage, I was so happy. A few weeks later, I had to come out, do the patio. It looks gorgeous. We did a different color out there, and they actually put a texture on it so you don't slip and fall. Make that garage or patio look brand new. It'll last forever, never stain again. Won't see those old oil stains for the best price and the best guarantee. GarageKings.com, or call my friend Tony up, 720-252-0370, 720-252-0370. Now, we had an attorney in today, Bonnie Shields Family Law. I want to talk about another attorney, Bradley O'Brien. Man, do I like this guy. This guy can do anything when it comes to real estate. Maybe you're a landlord and you haven't updated your leases since COVID, and I'm suggesting you have an attorney look at them, and you landlords know what I'm talking about. Or maybe a commercial lease that you have different tenants in there. And how about if you're looking at renting something? Maybe you're looking at renting a commercial building or something out of a strip mall. Have an attorney look over those contracts. You need to do it. But he can do anything from look at loan docs, buying and selling docs, contract reviews of any sort, any kind of complicated deal, any basic deal. It's worth paying an attorney a couple $100 to look at the contract, especially when you're talking about your biggest asset like your house. Give Bradley a call at 720-370-7388, 720-370-7388, or olslaw.com.
The new True Crime Podcast investigates one of the largest cash heists in U.S.
I do love our fucking garage. I love it. I'll power wash it. I power wash it once after winter. I mean, right now it looks like shit. It still has all the snow, the dirt.
Yeah.
It'll take me 20 minutes. It'll look fucking brand new. They charge less than $5 a square foot. The whole thing was maybe, I don't remember, $1,500, something like that. It's fucking gorgeous. And then the patio outside, when I talk about their warranty, a year after they did it, it created like a little, kind of like a little crack because there was a cement seam there. They came out and redid the entire thing, no fucking cost. You can't just like fix a crack because it'll look different. It'd be like trying to fix a piece of carpet with new carpet. It just looks different. They came out, redid the entire thing. No charge at all.
To complete clinical and
They're
surgical
fucking awesome.
programs, the same as for
I need to ask the lady that cuts my hair. Because last fall they were looking to do something on their patio. So I asked Tom and I gave him a name or something. I told her at the time, I said, look at garage flooring companies because that's kind of first you want to have to do this.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she ever got it done or not. But
It's a great way to fix, like, you don't want to pay for someone to jackhammer out an old patio or even a cement step or anything.
Right.
They can come out here, they'll use some filler if there's cracks, they'll get it ready, they completely prep it. When they do the garage, they bring out a fucking grinding machine. And literally, it's like a big sanding disc thing. And they grind the shit out of it and prep it. God, it's so cool. And then they can do your steps, like if you have steps from the garage going into the house, they can also do, I was also surprised at this. So we have our garage floor, and then there's cement that goes up about another foot all the way around. So they actually did that cement foot in the same color, the same flake.
oh wow.
Yeah. But it's surprisingly cheap for what it is. They range between $4 and $5.50 a square foot, depending on what you're doing. But it's not bad at all. And then with that life fucking guarantee.
I should have done that when I moved into my house 3 years ago.
Why not do it now?
I can do it now.
Well, or you do
There's
it.
shit in there.
I hate to.
And stuff. And,
That's the biggest pain in the ass, getting the shit out.
yeah.
By far, I can't argue that. It's the biggest pain in the ass. The biggest pain in the ass. It took us, me and my kids and wife probably 5 hours, man. But ever since we've had it done and everything back in, you totally reorganize. So everything's been perfect since. But my big garage I did for the coach. I mean, it's fucking, what is it, 30 by 30 or, no, it's 60 by 30. So that's a big fucking floor.
That is.
I was thinking to do it in there, but then I said, you know what, fuck it, because that's where I got my tractor, I got my fucking RV, I got my motorcycles, all the fucking shit with gas and oil and everything. It'd be perfect for it. But then I started thinking, you know what, fuck it, I'll let this floor get all fucking nasty over a few years. Then we'll fucking have this one done like new. But honestly, the reason I didn't do it had nothing to do with price. I didn't want to move every fucking thing out of there, man.
I hear you.
I got like 2 refrigerators in there, just all kinds of shit I don't want to throw out, but probably should. And my tractor, fuck, man. Every attachment I got, they all fucking leak a little. They all leak a little.
Clean nose, healthy life.
Colorado Springs and Denver.
Oh, they go all the way to
Fort Collins.
They go, yeah, pretty much the entire Front Range. I don't think they'll go to Pueblo, but they'll go from the deep in the Springs.
Pay nothing down and no payments or interest for a year. That's 303-228-2910 or visit repipe.com.
All right, 303-713-8255. Don't forget, I always say this, but honestly, you can reach us anytime, 303-MARTINO. It'll go right to a voicemail if we're not doing the show live. Leave a message. One of us will call you back. We'll line you up. Or if you just got a cell phone, you don't want to make the call, help@troubleshooter.com, and we'll get back to you. We'll get you lined up.
Guess what? You can now get money for an electric bike if you live in Denver.
What does that mean, get money?
For an e-bike. They'll help pay for your e-bike. And it doesn't matter how rich you are. Yep. Now, you get extra money if you're poor, or not poor, but lower income. Let me see where it is. I got it right here. It's really cool. Let's see. Where are the e-bikes here? Doggone it. I had it here, but there is a credit for e-bikes given by Denver. And I had it set aside for us to
Is it like the same thing they do for buying an electric car?
Yeah. No, you actually get a voucher, and the money comes right off.
Well, I already bought one. Can I?
No, you don't live in Denver. You're not one of us. You're not.
Thank goodness.
You're not one of us. Hold on, where is that electric bike thing? It's so cool, but in any case, you can count on it. I'm going to tell you, you will get money for your electric bike. Where the hell is it? Let me find it. And they said it was like $1,200, and then people with higher income get less, like $500.
Right here, Denver residents
you found it? Good,
are
good.
eligible.
Yep, go ahead. Thank you.
For rebates on e-bikes. The city of Denver is issuing vouchers for $400 off e-bikes or $900 off electro cargo bikes.
Oh, yeah, but then for lower income, you get more.
Qualified. Quit saying
not
qualified.
But everyone gets
up to $1,200.
Yeah.
$1,700.
Yeah. So can I have a poor friend of mine buy it for me? I'm just kidding.
Actually,
I wouldn't do that.
I might.
What do you mean? Buy another one?
No, I'm saying have someone else buy one. No, I guess I would.
They have to be in Denver. Isn't it Denver residents?
Well, you live in Denver.
Yeah, but okay, but
you can buy me one.
Okay.
And you're
I don't mind getting the money. I already have mine. I already have mine. I have my e-bike, and I'm kind of pissed that I already bought mine. But in any case, that's a good thing, right? I mean, it really is. I think it's pretty cool that that's going on because e-bikes truly can be used for commuting. I mean, not far, but
downtown,
if you live around anywhere around the metro, I mean, I guess, look, I would say 10 miles on the outside, although people who ride bikes say, no way, you can go farther than that. I mean, but I'm not talking about the freewheeling kind either. This is not, I don't know, this doesn't apply to like a scooter. So it's got to be an e-bike. And they give you some classification on what it covers.
Yeah, if you just search e-bike rebate and denvergov.org, I mean, it pops right up. It's pretty crazy. You just fill it out and you get it, man. I mean, it really is a hell of a deal.
Now, this one guy said, you mentioned, Tom, a friend of yours traded in his brand new, his slightly used Corvette with 3,000 miles on it for a brand new Corvette 2023. It's right. He had a 2022, and he put 3,000 miles on it, and he went to John Elway and traded it for a new one because they can sell the old ones, the used ones, not old, they're only 3,000 miles. They can sell it cheaper, but that's a true story. And the reason is because the newer ones, have a book, and they can't mark them up as much as like some people do. See, Mercedes doesn't care; they mark them up a whole bunch, and BMW lets people mark up a little, but a lot of the dealers don't have limits on what they can mark up on the sticker, so they sell these new ones, and then they'll take them back for more new ones, and then sell the used ones for more, and actually make more money doing it that way. But it's that this guy has a 2020 he wants to trade in. I don't think now you'll get good money on your 2020, but you're not going to get the same. Okay, you're not going to get a straight across. Not for a 2020. That was only for a 2021. So I wanted to put that out there. And then let's see what else. Also, I had these marked to talk about. If you are looking, hold on, where is it here? If you're looking for an e-bike, by the way, it has to be purchased in Denver as well, I believe. Did it say where it had to be purchased? Somebody just asked me that on their texting. Mark, it just said Denver residents. It didn't say where they buy it. What if you bought it on Amazon?
You go to denver.org or whatever.
Oh, participating. It has to be a participating one?
I don't think any of that matters. I think you just apply for the rebate on there and they approve it or disapprove it. I wonder if you could do a fleet of them like the rental bikes they have down there. Are they getting money back on each of those?
I don't think so. I think it's meant for individuals, I think. So I think you'd have to have everybody purchase one.
Maybe I can get Franktown to enact something.
But you can get a bunch of them to buy them and then give them something for buying them and save money. I wonder if they'll raise the prices a little, though. Think about that. Remember what happened with solar? Because the solar industry sucks for that. When the government gave out these big credits, the solar companies just increased profits. They didn't lower the prices. It sucked.
Now,
Impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen.
An accident on southbound 225 approaching Colfax, still in the cleanup stage.
The best traffic commercial, in my opinion. A traffic commercial, she's doing the traffic right now. Every time we go to break, they basically do traffic. Listen to the quick commercial after this. It's either 10 or 15 seconds.
Fox 31 pinpoint weather, plenty of
They're
sunshine,
always 10 or 15.
low 80s. Will cool off to the upper 40s overnight tonight. A mix of clouds and sun tomorrow for your Friday, and windy with a high again in the low 80s. It's 73 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHAL.
DQ presents, picture this. You stand before the new signature stack burger menu at DQ. 5 cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef, like the loaded A-Night stack burger.
It's been weird having to be picked up for work every day.
DQ. Happy tastes good.
Is your car on the road now? Oh.
K&H Home Solutions, the oldest
that I know of, the oldest home improvement company in all of Colorado, 65 years strong. Now, Ted, the current owner, he took over for Henry. I knew him both. I met Ted 40 years ago, and K&H is still honoring warranties from back then. Honest to God. In fact, I used them back then to put windows in my home. I used them since for other things. They're the company to go for anything on the outside of your home that you love. Windows, siding, and doors. The best siding in the business. Beautiful, energy-efficient windows and designer doors with 30% off. Call to make your appointment or go online, and you will get 30% off if that appointment is made for this month, or you call to reserve an appointment. KHWindows.com. KHWindows.com, 303-421-7100. Hey, Sheridan Auto Tech is my kind of auto repair facility, and I say it all the time. And there's a reason I say it. They really have everything. In fact, I don't know of any other repair facility that has all of these things. Now, you have some good ones out there, but Sheridan has it all. The longevity, okay? The honesty, the experience, the knowledge, the convenience, and the value. And then there's one other element. Uncle Kevin Calkin, the owner, treating you like family on Colfax and Lakewood, on Havana in Aurora. Call for details, 303-455-7242. They also have an electrical department. They do electrical repairs, plus all maintenance and repairs on the rest of the car. SheridanAutoTech.com. The worst thing in the world is a crime, being accused of a crime, especially if you didn't do it. Listen, Joe Lazar is a criminal defense attorney, and he's there to defend you. Now, in some cases, people make stupid mistakes. You still need an attorney. Like if a DUI, let's say you were drinking. Joe Lazar is not going to judge you, but he will give you a defense, and he will help you through the system. And you really need that. Don't ever shop under pressure, and don't try to represent yourself. Free consultations up front and flat rate pricing. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200.
When you were sick, God, this is, I don't even know why they keep this here.
I was looking at that the other day.
This is the biggest piece of shit I ever fucking see.
Get rid of it.
Look at it.
Just throw it out.
Look at this fucking hole.
It's so stupid.
It's like the chairs that used to have
I have a
urinal
new one.
spots.
I have a new one at home. I thought I could use it at home, and I can't. A brand new one because it doesn't fit under my desk.
God. You seen the KOA studio?
They probably have their logo down there or something.
Okay.
Look, Obama's accusing Trump of inciting a riot in January. I don't know. Did he say that? I wasn't. Did he actually go on and say, take the country back or something? Did he say anything? What did he say?
What's that?
Well, Trump.
I don't know. Obama warns of.
If you're someone who needs to tap into equity to consolidate,
Obama's saying there was disinformation. A sitting president denied the election, tried to take over the country in an insurrection.
They better say all kinds of shit. How about when the lady running for president made up all the shit about Russia and that other president?
Why don't
Is that misinformation, you fuck?
Why didn't CNN talk about that misinformation.
It's like it never happened. Isn't it funny? All the findings came out and it just disappeared.
Every one of them.
IBS-D in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives.
In most polls, head-to-head, Trump wins against Biden almost in every fucking poll, including the liberal ones.
Do you think he'll run again?
Fuck, it's so long, I have no idea, man. He just told Obama that he's running again.
What?
Yeah, Biden told Obama he's running again.
Oh, Biden's running again. Oh, good.
Oh, I thought you meant Trump. I think, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
If I was Trump, you know what?
I like that.
He didn't go out on top, but if I was Trump, I would be like happy to have the influence and sit back and be like a party leader.
If Twitter and Facebook and the news and everybody allowed the Biden story when it came to the kid and the laptop, and that thing is going to be huge eventually. And if they didn't basically block him from every fucking thing that he said, I think he would have won the election no problem. So in those terms, I think they did steal the election, but they did it in a legal way.
Right.
Is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. Get started at Orchard.com. Afternoons 2 to 4. It's Leland Conway.
Talking guns at 2:05 with Dave Copel, research director at the Independence Institute, and Lise Will on her new book, A Spy.
You know, the problem with disinformation, who are the arbiters of truth? You know?
Right.
That's the problem.
Hi, Tom Martino here, waterpros.net. Don't forget that great drinking water under $1,000 at your sink. Never buy bottled water again, waterpros.net. And Silverleaf Mortgage, somebody asked me, who's the company that helps with appraisals? They don't help with appraisals. Here's what they help with. Under special circumstances, for those in need, they have a nonprofit foundation that can help you fix up your house to get it ready for appraisal for a reverse loan so you get a better appraisal. It's all above board, but you may not need it. But Silverleaf Mortgage for reverse loans, 720-REVERSE. That's 720-REVERSE. Well, we were talking about e-bikes, and a lot of people believe that e-bikes, that's one of the smarter things the city did. I do too. I really do. If it helps people actually commute and use e-bikes instead of their regular cars. We have some other stuff to talk about as well. You can still get a call, and one call maybe, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, now, I know that we have a big emphasis on health nowadays. People are talking about health. Did you know that an extraordinary number of liver disease, incident of liver disease has come up with children 5 to 12 years old? And in not one article, all the medical articles written, all of the media articles written about unexplained liver disease showing up in children, not one of them mentioned, guess what?
COVID.
Vaccines. Not one of them.
I heard something. And
these are not kids. These are vaccinated kids. And these are not kids that had COVID.
They're not. I read something, and I don't know how true it is.
I'm not saying it caused it, by the way, but they didn't even mention it.
I heard if you had COVID, your chances of getting diabetes were like 60% higher. Have you read that? If you had COVID.
No, COVID is a devastating disease.
They're going to be figuring it out.
No, it is. And by the way, just so people know, I respected it. I social distance. I wore a mask, even though I don't think masks were that effective. Shutdowns were absolutely not effective. And that's already been established by studies, Johns Hopkins. But anyway, speaking of health, there are some weird parts of the body being infected. Has nothing to do with COVID. Did you know that you actually can get infections in your mouth? And it's more than a herpes. It's called a thrush. Yep, that's going around. But see, I think people's health in general were affected by COVID, not because of COVID, but because of we actually destroyed our immune systems by being shut in and masking. we actually hurt our immune systems. Breast infections on women, especially nursing women. There have been skin infections, by the way, yeast infections on the skin. Now, I know you've heard of athlete's foot, but this goes beyond athlete's foot. This is similar to athlete's foot, but it's yeast again. All of these high incidence of infections. Esophagus infections. They don't know why, but basically lesions in the mouth and throat and esophagus. It's a severe struggle to eat and swallow. That is one of the things. And penis infections. They're getting male yeast infections. Now, why the prevalence of yeast in the mouth, the genitals, the skin, no one can say. I contend that yeast has been around, but we were more resistant. And I truly believe we're destroying, I really do. I believe we're destroying our immune system. Well, you hear by the music, we're out of time. Don't forget, though, you can reach us back here tomorrow at 10, and you can always reach us at 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466, and, of course, referralist.com for help, information, and referrals. Save all your problems for me.